I'm Christine Lisi. For the second time in as many nights, an NBA Conference Finals series could end in a sweep. Last night, Nuggets swept out the Lakers in the West. Tonight, the Heat's got a chance to do that in Game 4 of the East Finals versus the Celtics. No secret who's been the main catalyst for Miami's incredible postseason run, notes ESPN basketball analyst Monica McNutt.
It starts with the mindset and the confidence that Jimmy Butler has instilled into this team, but then the rest of these guys are really stars in their roles. And I'll continue to say that since about Game 5 of that Knicks series, Bam Adebayo has been on a tear. And it's been sort of quiet because you come to expect sort of double-doubles from him, but he has been terrific defensively. He's made great decisions offensively. Game 4, 8 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Warriors guard Steph Curry named the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion Award winner, given to the NBA player who best embodies Kareem's message of civil rights, black empowerment, and racial equality. The NFL tweaked the fair catch kickoff rule. This season, a fair catch on a kickoff will be placed at the 25-yard line regardless of where it's fielded. Concussion rates on kickoffs have surged over the past 2 seasons.
If you need to hire, then you need Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform helps you schedule and conduct video interviews all in one place. Finding your next great hire has never been more streamlined. Get hiring at Indeed.com/credit.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Green, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Go ahead.
Are you not entertained? Prepare for the reign of the 2023 NBA champion Denver Nuggets!
Your Nuggies sweeping the Lakers last night. I told you it was going to happen. I tried to tell you.
It's a good day to have a good day. Not going to lie. Good day to have a good day.
The Nuggets have swept the Lakers for the first time in franchise history. They are going to the NBA Finals. Soon to be raising their first Larry O'Brien trophy.
You stay off the bandwagon.
Nope.
No, you are not allowed.
But why?
You're not allowed. I've seen what you do to bandwagons, and I've also seen what you do to cheeseburgers in the same boat of doesn't end well.
I feel like this is something even the Tank Spencer kiss of death can't solve.
Stop it!
He did it!
Stop that!
He did it!
You stop that right now.
Welcome, everybody, into the program. It is a wonderful Tuesday afternoon here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. We are heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. You too can put the hex on Jeremy's Denver Nuggets.
There will be no hexes. There will be no hexes, but there will be an opening drive.
All right, today's opening drive, obviously, the Denver Nuggets getting it done in 4.
Let's go. I want the slander to stop. I don't care about LeBron James. When is he going to retire? I don't care. No. We can talk about that 2 weeks from now. Today belongs to the Mile High City. 5280, baby. Let's go. I want this discussion to stop. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA, and I'm not sure it's all that close.
Another triple-double last night.
He has 8. He has 8 in 15 games. Oh, by the way, that's an NBA record. That's an NBA record in 15 games. The shot he hit, which somehow was a 3, I have absolutely no idea how he made his feet do that. Then shoots it behind his head over Anthony Davis, and there was a look on Anthony Davis' face like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Right.
He shot it from 8 feet. I got nothing. I can't jump that high. And I hate to say this, and I really don't want to put the cart before the horse. I don't think anybody can beat him. I don't think anybody can beat them when they're playing like they did last night.
Not in a 7-game series.
I don't know that anybody can beat them, period.
Yeah.
Certainly not in Denver. I'm not telling you Miami can't win a couple
every
games down
game.
there. But what he did last night was otherworldly. Jamal Murray was otherworldly. And you get a performance like that out of Aaron Gordon, now you have a gigantic, athletic, 6'10" forward that can guard all 5 positions.
Mm-hmm. Question is, can he do that against Bam Adebayo?
Is Bam that much better of a defender than Anthony Davis?
I would say it's marginal, but I would say he's a better
I would
defender.
say he's better, but it's not by that much. It's not by that much, and he can't play away from the basket. Adebayo's offensive game is within 5 feet of the basket. And the more I've thought about that, the more, he might be able to do some things defensively. He's pretty irrelevant around the basket. Anthony Davis wasn't. You at least pulled Jokic away from the basket a little bit. You'd have to switch on Aaron Gordon. And I started thinking this while I was watching it last night. When you get that version of Aaron Gordon, he doesn't have to switch on anything. I'm going to stay right underneath the basket with Bam Adebayo, and you can go 4-on-4, and I'm better than you at 3 positions. Jimmy Butler, he's going to get his. I'll give a pick for that game later in this here hour, and it's probably exactly what you want it to be. My West Virginia affiliation with Joe Mazzulla notwithstanding, I can't get to a point where this is not going to end tonight. Mm-hmm. And then, for some reason, we have to sit around for 8 days and wait for another game. Because apparently the NBA is the only sport where we can't figure out hotels.
No, it's the fans. It's all about the fans.
That's stupid.
We can't change the fans' plans.
Yeah, you want to get to the finals that bad? You'll figure it out. Guess what? You have a car? Okay. You have a credit card? I bet you do, because you're paying for tickets that are really expensive.
But it's not fair to ask us to change our plans.
It's fair in every other sport. Why is it not fair in the NBA? This is another one of those. That's another one of those.
No other sport does that.
Major League Baseball. Series start when series end.
Yeah, but nobody cares.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with what I'm actually really proud of you for saying that. But they can figure it out. Why can the NBA not figure it out? Now, the big risk is that you've got momentum because you just watch what Denver did. I think you're going to watch Miami put the cherry on top tonight. And then you're going to give me 8 days to get locked into kickoff rules in the NFL and all the other things that we can do. Memorial Day. Yeah, I don't like the chances for this rating particularly highly. At least not as high as it would have.
When does it start?
Next Wednesday.
Well, I'll see that, and I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
Oh, it's not going to help. That's for sure. I just can't figure out.
Waiting for Memorial Day to end was a good thing, right?
You said this before the show. I have never done anything for Memorial Day.
Really?
I mean, you honor the
me.
veterans and those that have given their life and the sacrifice.
Right.
But in terms of like going anywhere, I've never gone anywhere. And I don't know that I've ever been invited to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now I'm one that I have to wash my hair a lot. So I
get you don't have to go anywhere, but it's always a thing. It's always, at least for our house it is. When you have Memorial Day, hopefully everybody's got the day off. Kids are out of school.
I think that's the thing that I remember the most is this is one of the only holidays that Amy and I get off together.
Yeah. And so you make a day out of it. If you have a pool, your pool's open. The neighborhood pool, I think, opens on Friday for us. And I know if you live in an apartment complex, as you do, a condominium complex, whatever you want to call it, you have a pool. It'll probably be open. Memorial Day is the day that you get to go to the pool for the first time. You spend the majority of the day at the pool, and then you come home. You fire up the grill on the back porch. You grill some hamburgers and hot dogs and watch Saving Private Ryan, and it's all good.
Yeah, I'm not going to do any of those things.
Oh,
I mean, I
love Memorial Day.
I mean, you said ribs before the show, so I might barbecue up some ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Patrick Holt at my wedding, I've been thinking about that Holt Brothers barbecue almost nonstop. He plates things that I don't actually know what they are. Ooh, and I have barbecue in my fridge. It's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
I still have leftover barbecue from the wedding.
Anyhow, I feel like waiting for Memorial Day to be done was a good idea for the NBA.
See, I don't. Because I feel like you lose all of your the closer and closer you get to football of any kind, the harder it is for the NBA to carry its own water. You're 100 days from college football today.
Mm-hmm.
This is when you can start looking at it going, well, we could do a top 100 players. We do a lot of things.
That's going to exist anyway. That'll exist anyway. I mean, the NBA had to schedule it out. So this 2 7-game series, would it have been 7-game series, would have been over. And then you don't want to immediately start the series. I don't know. It's not ideal, obviously, that they're going to make us wait 9 days for it. But we're going to have to wait 9 days for it because this thing's going to be over tonight in the Eastern Conference. I don't see any way that Boston is going to, backs against the wall and come up with the surge. I saw an article earlier today where the Boston Celtics are getting the best advice on how to come back from a 3-0 deficit from David Ortiz. He apparently gave the inspirational speech of, the Red Sox did it, and so you guys could do it too. Well,
Nobody's
you need more than
it.
2 people to contribute to be able to get that to happen.
Yeah, nobody in NBA history has ever done it, and Boston's not about to.
No, they're not going to. They probably won't even get a game.
I really wanted to say they were going to win, but it's in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You lost the 2 that you had a real good shot at.
Yeah. And as it comes to your 2023 NBA champion Denver Nuggets, I'm really not sure you should stop there.
Oh, so we could go 2024 NBA champion Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
And 2025 and 26 and
This is the whole LeBron James not 1, not 2, not 3.
It's a good time to be made.
If this team is completely healthy, I believe that they have proved that there's no one that can beat them. You can lose the random game. You can lose, regular season game to the Sacramento Kings, or you might drop a game in a 7-game series, maybe 2. But when you're at full strength, there is no reason that you shouldn't close this thing out.
Today, in the second and third hour of this here program, we will be power ranking our NFL quarterbacks for 2023. But tomorrow, in the daily draft, we're going to draft combinations of players in the NBA. Who has the best Batman and Robin?
Okay.
And I think we're officially to the point that Denver's won. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA to me. He does things that nobody else does. There is no big guy that can switch on a high pick and roll the way Nikola Jokic does. There is nobody that can set a screen like that. There's nobody that can pass like that, and there's nobody that can shoot a 27-footer from behind their head.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jamal Murray's in that top 10 talk. His high side is top 5.
That's what gets me, is the consistency or the lack of consistency in which he shows that.
Last 2 times he's been healthy, he's been this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he has hit his stride at the perfect time. And I'll go ahead and tell you, my first pick's going to be Jokic and Murray because there's not another combo in the league that I think is even in the ballpark. And when you get Porter and Gordon and KCP and Bruce Brown, it's really a dangerous team.
That's like having a Batgirl and a Commissioner Gordon.
And an Alfred.
Yeah, don't forget Alfred.
Mashed away.
Why you always go to Michael Caine?
Because he is Alfred. There's no other acceptable Alfred in the Batman series.
Oh, come on. Jeremy Irons was a good was a good Alfred.
Some men just want to watch the world burn. Mashed away.
And the original from the Michael Keaton. He was pretty good.
I don't even remember who that was.
I couldn't tell you his name.
Not a clue.
The old guy.
See, for me, I hear Alfred and I just immediately go, Michael Caine.
Christopher Nolan's Batman series was
no doubt.
good.
It was that good. It has erased everything else from.
Nice.
Just like the Denver Nuggets erased the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh.
Let's go.
Can't spell Lakers without 4 L's.
Oh. Is that true? I actually did the math about Los Angeles. There's only 3.
Yeah, the Lakers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have 3 L's for,
You're That was more of a pre-40 Take Spencer joke than a post-40.
You know. Sometimes you swing, sometimes you miss.
Miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's right, you do. Your Denver Nuggets are phenomenal. They sweep through the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers. They've lost 3 games in the playoffs. How many more losses can they take? Well, they can take 4.
And now we are but 4 wins from Jeremy putting it in the air and it becoming a reality.
Mm-hmm. Again, coming up at the end of the hour, Jeremy's going to have his pick for tonight's game down in Miami as the Miami Heat try to close out the Boston Celtics in 4 games.
And here's how much we love the NBA. That's the end of NBA talk for today. Because it's a Power Ranking Tuesday, which means it's 2.5+ hours of football.
When we come back from the break, we'll talk about the, the latest rule change in the NFL.
I'm going to do my best not to say bad words. I'm so angry. This is my first post-marriage rant.
It's like I keep saying, they're going to make you care.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA choice and prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
With summer savings at the Home Depot, we have laundry appliances that just fit. Fit your space, fit your needs, and fit your budget. Like a new LG laundry set with 6 motion technology, using different wash motions to get clothes cleaner. And sensor dry to automatically adjust drying time, all making laundry quicker, cleaner, and easier on your clothes. Save up to 30% on select appliances plus up to $100 off select laundry sets at the Home Depot. Pricing valid May 18th through June 7th, 2023. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. October is Energy Awareness Month and a good time to assess your home to make sure you're ready for the season's cooler temperatures. Keep your window shades open on sun-facing windows during the day to get free solar heat, and close them after dark to add a little extra insulation. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth. iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
This is Pre-Tection. Yep, Pre-Tection. The everyday skin protection ritual that protects your skin from mosquitoes. Pre-barbecue. Pre-playground. Pre-everything. Pre-every day. Prevention is the best protection. This summer, make sure you have OFF, the #1 dermatologist-recommended repellent brand. SC Johnson, a family company.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
It is the Sportsocracy, and it is ESPN Asheville and the NFL. Well, the competition committee coming up with a rule change, 1 year only, and then we're going to go back to thinking about how to tweak the kickoffs once again.
It doesn't need tweaking, okay?
But concussions
are up. Oh well, I'm going to say this as simply as I can. You have 11 men on each side that are the biggest, strongest, fastest, meanest individuals on the planet Earth, and you run them into each other at full speed. There is only so safe that you can make this. And I don't care if you put pillows on their heads or whatever it is that you want to do to make it safer. Nobody that's ever played this game has ever said, this is probably good for my long-term health. I'm going to say this every time you do this. None of us ever went, oh, yeah, this will be. I'm sure that I will suffer no long-term effects of this, ever. I've had 3 concussions myself. So I got a pretty good idea here of what I'm talking about.
What this always comes down to for me is the kickoff that much of an integral part of the game?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it is. How many games over how many years have you seen just completely flipped on their head by Dante Hall or Devin Hester? Having a guy like that was a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And that weapon has now been completely neutralized. This is how far I would be willing to go if I was putting together a 53-man roster, which I will be after we come back from Memorial Day. We'll tell you more about that next week. I'm not sure I'd even have a kick returner on the roster. I swear to you, I don't. I think I would have a guy that could field punts. I need you to catch it. That's it. I mean, there are no kick returns in this league anymore. It is shocking the number of kick returns that were touchbacks anyway from when you move the kickoff up.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't have any punt returns because you've got gunners that are so fast and punters that are putting them so high in the air that it's almost impossible. I'm not real sure. Why don't we let's just throw it off from now on? All right, we do away with the punters, too. We'll just let the quarterback rear back and throw one as far as he can. Hey, you're on the 2. Here we go. Kicking doesn't matter anymore. It was an integral, I'll use your word, it was an integral part of the game for, 75 years, 85 years, but now we're just going to completely do away with it. It always bothers me when the competition committee passes something like this, when every member of the sport in that position grouping was against it. Go back and listen to what Pat McAfee said about this earlier today. This is the guy that owns the record for most touchbacks in a season and the highest touchback percentage in NFL history. And even he's going, no. All the special teams guys, our buddy Mike Westhoff, completely opposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting to a point where special teams does not matter anymore. If you notice, when I talk about the phases of football, I virtually never talk about special teams. I'll talk about your kicker.
Yeah.
Your kicker is very important,
yeah.
And having a punter that can get a ball up in the air, that matters. Other than that, you're cutting guys off rosters left and right.
Mm-hmm.
You need 2 really good gunners and somebody that can catch a punt. Outside of that, it does not really matter.
So the rule change for this year is that if the ball is returnable, you can fair catch it. You can fair catch it, and they'll spot it at the 25-yard line.
And I have long thought that was stupid in college football. Now you're doing it in the pros. And look, I understand concussions are a problem. I get that. Do you realize how many guys you're cutting out of the league by doing this? And see, that's my problem. When I first started evaluating the draft, one of the sections of my draft guide was return specialists. You have now done, 4 with me?
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that I don't even talk about them anymore?
Of course.
Because they're irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
I'll mention it in passing with a draftable prospect that can do it. Because now we're getting to the point of, you remember there was a time where you had the specialist. There was a guy on the roster that was only the kick returner. That's almost going the way of the dodo bird. Now it's, our 4th receiver can do it. Think about Sky Moore with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
Never fielded a punt before in his life. That was the guy that stuck back there. He's on the roster. It's fine. You don't get enough of these anyway. I just need somebody to go back there and catch it. And to me, and you can say I'm being over the top or whatever the case may be. You're messing with the integrity of the game. All right? High school football is not the NFL. College football is not the NFL. Once you get to the NFL and you are being paid handsomely to do this, you know the risk, okay? These lawsuits, you should be really glad I'm not a federal judge, because every one of you would not make it 5 minutes before I throw your lawsuit out. You all know. Every one of you knows.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going into the NFL in 2023, you know the risk of doing this.
Absolutely.
And I will bet you, if you got all 32 kick returners of NFL teams into a room and said, do you or do you not know that this probably reduces your career longevity, they would all go, duh. Of course it does. But you know what? It gives me a career. And many of them won't have that going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, I hate that we have to do this every single year. I know there is an issue with injuries. There's an issue with injuries in everything we do. Every single thing we do. And yet the kickoff is the problem. I've seen quarterbacks get hit so hard that I, honest to God, didn't think they were going to get up. Running backs. That's the other part of this that really irks me. So you got the kick returner, who this is how he latches in the league. What are you doing to protect running backs? Running backs who, by the way, have the highest percentage of concussions of any position in the league.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing to protect them? What are we going to do now? We protect quarterbacks, we protect kick returners. But receivers, running backs, tight ends, it's fine.
The question would be, what can you do?
You can't. That's the thing. This is like trying to legislate car wrecks. There's nothing you can do. You can make the car safer, which is what you're doing with the helmets and the pads and all the things that you have.
Yeah,
you
but
cannot make this sport safe.
Yeah, but if you wanted to go down that path, then this is like legislating speed limits. This is legislating, okay, we're not going to let you go 40 yards apart and then crash into each other.
Then why even kick? We're officially to the point of why are we even kicking? Just give everybody the ball on the 25-yard line and be done with it. I mean, because we've been to a dumb point there for years. Think about how many games we watched at the Village Porch last year where I looked at you and went, oh, great, we're going to have a kickoff and another commercial. Well, there it was. It goes through the back of the end zone, and we got a commercial again. It's just if you want to make it a formality, make it a complete formality. And just give everybody the ball on the 25-yard line and be done with it.
Just spot it. Okay. Well, I mean, that's what they tried to do.
And I'm going to hate that,
That's what they tried to do by moving it up, was to increase the number of touchbacks. And then teams figured out, oh, wait, I don't have to kick it out of the back of the end zone every time. So they started doing the pop-up kicks.
Mm-hmm.
And so they pop it up, have the guy fielded at the 5-yard line, and then that creates, there again, that's the speeding. That creates the impact. And if we can lessen those impacts, this is where the league's coming from. If we lessen those impacts, then we will save more brains. We will save more injuries. We will keep our players in better health. Yes, we cut out a portion of the game.
Okay,
but you could still return a kick if you wanted to. The other team can still pop up kick it. You can return
but why
one.
would you? If they're going to pop
if
up kick
I have
it,
a Devin Hester or a Tavon Austin or whoever,
and they're
going to
be right on top of you because they're going to do that pop-up kick thing. And you fair catch it, take it to the 25, or you get your head knocked off at the 12.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to do that. Wouldn't make any sense to do that. I'll guarantee you, if we could get Mike Westhoff on the phone right now, he would say, I'm going to tell every one of my kick returners, unless you are within a touchable spot of the end line, fair catch them all. Because now I'm getting it on the 25 every single time. There is no benefit to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say the same thing. And we did this. I don't remember what the topic was, but we did this 2 years ago. And I said the same thing I said to start this. These are 22 of the greatest athletes on the planet that we were putting a polyurethane helmet on and telling them to run into each other at full speed. We also in this country put people in stock cars and tell them to go 220 miles an hour about that far away from each other for entertainment. We all know the risks, okay? Every single one of us that has ever been an athlete knows there is a risk that goes into doing this. At some point, you get to a legislating this to such a point that you are bastardizing the game in some shape, form, or fashion. We went through this with quarterbacks. Because you went about 2 years where you couldn't look at a quarterback without a roughing the passer.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled back on that a little bit because they realized this is not the spirit of the game. Now, it's still there, and I think that's what you'll do here. I genuinely think that this will be a 1 year, and then they unwind it and go, we can't do this. The pros are not college. The pros are not high school.
Yep. Possibly so. That's why it's just a 1-year only change. But yes, for this season, any kick that is fielded, it doesn't matter where you field it, you could field it at the 1 yard line. Touchback, fair catch it, touchback, goes to the 25-yard line.
Just give them both 25. Just take out the formality. You know what? Let's do away with kickers next. That'll be fun. Just go for it on every fourth down.
Well, I mean, the Denver Broncos are already living by that philosophy. They've just said, screw kickers. You remember how Les Snead went, screw them picks? Yeah, it looks like Denver Broncos and Sean Payton are going, screw them kickers. Because they just released Brandon McManus. He's the last,
he was expensive.
Last member of the Super Bowl team.
Oh.
Hey, you remember when the Dallas Cowboys said anybody who could breathe?
Yeah, I found one. Yeah, I found one that could breathe. You should call him right now.
Right now. You are in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Nice weather continues through the midweek forecast. Front approaches late this week and steps up our rain chances. Looks like rain chances peaking late before the holiday weekend, Sunday and Memorial Day Monday. It's a quiet night tonight, mostly cloudy, 51 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Wednesday, high 77. Thursday, partly cloudy, 76. Friday, isolated shower, 72. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing Services help small business print big. Now get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends July 1st. Visit staples.com/printbig for details. This is your sign to try Staples, where your prints are perfect, guaranteed.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
Attention. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to Instagram and has struggled with eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Text TEEN to 323232 for more information. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower suggest Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms are highly addictive and cause eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation, but have done little to stop it. If your family has been impacted by Instagram addiction, you could be eligible for significant compensation. Text TEEN to 323232 if you'd like to discuss a lawsuit. Text TEEN to 323232 or call 800-768-4026 and speak with an attorney.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Motley Rice attorney John D. Hurst is responsible for this ad. Motley Rice LLC is located at 112 Capitol Street, Charleston, West Virginia 25301.
We've got your head banging, guitar slinging, foot tapping jams. The new Rock 105.1, Asheville's real rock.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to espnavl.com.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. It is ESPN Asheville. Time to get just a bit outside. And yes, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend.
Currently, 72% of our listeners saying they do something for Memorial Day.
Thank you.
Apparently, I am one of the weird ones that I didn't know that was like a barbecue time. For me, that's I didn't know that.
It's the do nothing time.
Well, I mean, nobody ever invites me to their cookouts, I guess. Just a social pariah.
Yeah, we don't ever really invite people over. It's just that's what we do. We cook out and we watch movies and we watch, of course, we go to the pool. We watch auto racing. Memorial Day is auto racing day.
Yeah, and see, for me, Amy and I order Uber Eats, so that's probably not going to change that day.
Coca-Cola 600, Indianapolis 500. It's a heck of a day for motorsports, and the starter for the Indianapolis 500. Jeremy, if you hated Emo Batman, we're going to give you Emo Darth Vader. Congratulations. Adam Driver, the guy who played Kylo Ren in the most recent successful Star Wars series. I'm sure that'll ruffle some feathers. But yes, the worst Star Wars villain ever will be starting off the Indianapolis 500. And I told this story because if you're ticked off at his version of a Sith Lord, as I am, maybe it would help you to find out that Adam Driver, there's a very specific reason why he's starting out the Indianapolis 500 on Memorial Day. Not only is he from Indiana, but he has also served in the Marine Corps. Didn't know that about him. Served in the Marine Corps, joined up right after the September 11th attacks, and unfortunately he did suffer an accident while in the Marines. It was not combat related. Apparently he had a bicycling accident, I think it was, and that led to his discharge. And then he still does things for the military. He started some kind of arts program that puts on plays and stuff for military members, and it's just something that I didn't know about sad little Darth Vader.
I have to ask a question.
Yes.
What is a Sith Lord? That sounds like a really bad band that would open for like Megadeth. Sith Lord.
It's the evil guys in Star Wars.
Their blockbuster single, I Cry Myself to Sleep.
Like the Jedis are the good guys and the Sith Lords are they're the bad guys.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like a rousing series. I can't believe I've never watched one of them. It's been a bad week for government surveillance drones around Major League Baseball stadiums. I'm sure many of you saw Zach Gallen was warming up in the outfield for the Arizona Diamondbacks last week, threw a curveball as he was warming up and hit a bird. Well, then it happened again last night as Cleveland Guardians outfielder Will Brennan hit a line drive, and there just so happened to be a bird that was birding in the infield. And after that line drive, he was no longer birding.
No.
That's two. We spent 22 years having only the video of Randy Johnson just eviscerating a bird with a fastball. Now we've had two in a week. But in true 2023 now fashion, Brennan had to take to Twitter and apologize to PETA and bird enthusiasts, adding it was an unfortunate sacrifice.
That's one of those Twitter spheres you don't want to get caught in.
Have
you ever seen the Joe Rogan stand-up where he talks about getting on the bad side of the vegans? Yeah, get on the bad side of the PETA people. Huh.
I don't care. I don't care nearly enough about what anyone thinks. Oh, you being disrespectful to the birds. You ever caught one? They have controls. He should have apologized to the guy who was controlling the bird. That's who should be apologizing. He's the one that had the bird down there birding in the infield. Hashtag birds aren't real.
Whoever was manning that particular drone must have been a fan of the team.
Somebody in that stadium is really doing something the government wants to know about because that bird was very close to people.
No. That's how you get away with watching baseball on your job. You're like, no, we're scoping out the infield. We got to make sure he's watching the game through the bird's eyes.
That's how Bally. It was one of Bally's cameras. Yeah. They must have laid off the guy operating that one. Bankruptcy's it's tough. I think it's funny. You looked at me and said, you don't want to get on the wrong side of the – you realize I'm the guy that's starting a whole campaign that's based around, Asheville. By the way, your rock story, I've laughed about that now for a solid day. You didn't even ask how much it was.
I think I'm going to do that the day after work. I said I was going to yesterday, but I want to go back there. I want to go back
how
and
much it
right.
was.
I want to go back and see, like, hey, you remember the other day when you tried to sell me that rock? How much did you want for it? I mean, I still don't want to buy it, but.
So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, yesterday we had a moment where Tank was detailing to me how he and Brian Haynes were approached by a salesman of the Asheville variety that was trying to sell him a regular old garden rock and said it's got a ruby in it. Tank, what made me laugh aggressively, said, I think that's a piece of somebody's reflector.
Right.
Asked him if he wanted to buy the rock. And then when Tank walked away in typical Tank fashion, trying to be non-confrontational, he said, you didn't even ask how much it was. Now he and I have spent the last 24 hours trying to figure out, I want to know what that number was. Like, I want to know what you were going to finish that
was
with.
Was this like $5? Like, he was going to be like, hey, there's a ruby in here. You can have it for $5. But if there's a ruby in there, then that's going to be way more than $5.
And see, that's where I'm at, is could you have bargained? Could you have gone full barter kings here and gone, I have one pack of cigarettes right here that you can have for that rock?
That's way more than $5.
I agree. Trust me, I know.
No, this is when I get to play the Chris Rock game from In Living Color. How about I give you $1 and a piece of gum?
I wish you had just gone, but I have this pack of magical beans, and you can have that. You can have that for your rock if you're interested.
You never know. You never know. There could be a ruby in there if you break it open.
You know what? Actually, I've changed my mind here. I know exactly where I want this to go. I want you to go back to that gas station and offer to buy that rock for a wish that you got from a genie that you will transfer to him for only the cost of that rock.
That's right.
Just because I want to see I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, but there has to be a magic word. We need the House of Reprehensibles in the chat right now to come up with the
Falafel's the right word.
Is the falafel the magic word?
Falafel's the right word.
All I have to say is falafel, and the wish will transfer from me to you.
Bingo. Done. And we have bartered a trade. Oh, Asheville. Oh, Asheville.
It is the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. So the Big Ten.
The Big Ten. You might also want to take that, the falafel wish, to the new commissioner of the Big Ten. Because Kevin Warren left him with a great big boo-boo.
So what is the latest update on their TV package?
So Pete Thamel basically put this out last night, that Kevin Warren, who was the former commissioner of the Big Ten, and now works for the Chicago Bears, had negotiated this gigantic 7-year, $7 billion monster deal with NBC. Okay, NBC gets the broadcast rights to the Big Ten. Everything's hunky-dunky. Everybody's happy, and this will make the Big Ten an equal footing partner, rival of the SEC. Well, but there's only a few problems. One, they still owe Fox $25 million from the COVID year.
Oh, nice.
And that's $25 million cash. For those of you that don't know, the league does not get a ton of money off these deals. It's split off between the schools. So $25 million is pretty significant. And then you get into this problem of he also sold NBC the broadcast rights to the Big Ten championship. There's only one problem with that. He didn't have the authority to do that because it was owned by Fox.
Nice.
And now they want $40 million cash to give that up. Oh, and I'm not done yet. There's a provision in the contract of all the membership institutions of the Big Ten that after the first week of November, they don't have to play night games. Well, one of the big contingencies in that NBC deal was primetime football every week.
Right.
Kevin Warren didn't go to Michigan or Ohio State or Penn State and ask them if they would be willing to waive that provision. So what that means is that the last handful of weeks of the season, you could be getting a rousing matchup of Rutgers and Maryland. And who's shocked NBC doesn't really want to pay for that.
Right.
So there's a whole lot of problem with this deal.
So the Big Ten has no power in this to go to Ohio State and say, hey, that game you're playing against Penn State, we're going to put that at 7 o'clock.
After the first week of November, they have the right of refusal because you get a lot of these Big Ten schools that are in very northern cities. The weather can get very aggressive, and so they just don't want to play at night. Mm-hmm. You could wind up in a snowstorm. You could wind up with huge issues with the travel and different things like that. This probably, according to the Pete Thamel report, this could have been legislated. But Kevin Warren apparently had a blissful ignorance to the laws of how all of this went down. So he signed the deal and then went, there you go, you have all that. And he went full Willy Wonka. But did you read the fine print? When it was real little down there, did you read that? Because this is a problem.
Yikes. So they owe $65 million to Fox.
They said it's $70 million in flux. So there's another $5 million somewhere that I'm not going to lie.
Whatever that is.
I don't know what that
right.
is. But it's $70 million cash in flux to Fox, which is a big deal. Not to the point of I think it's going to unwind this. It's just really shocking to me that you didn't dot all your I's and cross all your T's here.
Who dropped the ball?
It's Kevin Warren.
Was it Kevin Warren?
No doubt.
Kevin Warren was the guy that negotiated and wrote out the contract. What I'm saying is, I would expect that this is not just a one-man show. That Kevin Warren goes into the room and goes, okay, TV execs, this is how this is going to go down, without somebody next to him typing out the contract, hammering out the details. Somebody in that room should have known, right?
Kevin Warren went full Ashevillean that tried to sell you a rock because he didn't have the ability to sell it because it wasn't his. They had negotiated this deal with Fox. They're investors in this. Fox is how that became a thing. And so now you've sold it out from underneath them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you didn't know that. I mean, surely, and maybe I'm being...
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe I'm being way too nice here to Kevin Warren, but I can't possibly think you went into that room not knowing that there would be some repercussion here. And then for you to just duck out and take a job with the Bears right after you do this, I'm not a huge fan of coincidence. This feels like you did something trying to make yourself look good on the way out because you were hammered for the way you handled this COVID thing. And then you try to do this to go, well, see, but I left the conference in so much better shape.
Mm-hmm.
And you thought whoever took over for you would just fix it. And then Pete Thamel got a hold of it. And now we all know. And there is a possibility this could go really, really badly. I mean, if you're NBC, you have to be looking at that deal going, so you're telling me in November, it's getting colder. This is when the ratings would be the highest. I don't have access to any of your best teams.
Right.
I can't actually make any of your teams do this because you didn't do your due diligence on anybody. So how are you going to pay off what you sold me?
Sounds like a good piece of breach of contract for me.
No doubt.
I mean, you sold me a bill of goods, basically. You tried to sell me some magic beans here.
One wish.
And now you can't make good on it. I feel like a renegotiation has to be in the works here.
Well, that's according to Pete Thamel, that's how this is going to go. The Big Ten's going to have to give up something to make up, because NBC has no desire to walk away here. This was a windfall for them as well.
Of course.
So this almost gets into that fun little standoff of, well, you don't want to walk away, and I don't want to walk away, but now I'm paying for something that you can't pay off.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where it goes, but that's a lot of loose ends for a deal like that.
Wow.
I mean, as I read the story, this started to sound like it would end up in Federal Trade Commission court. That's how. And I'm just going to come out and say this as nicely as I can. You're either a very unscrupulous businessman or you're an absolute moron. And I don't know which one it is. And really, it's 6 one way, half dozen the other for me. You had to know this was going to come out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, surely you didn't just sign off on this and go, they'll figure it out. It'll be fun.
I would think so.
It'll be fun. I'm going to go hang out with Justin Fields and they'll get it done. Everybody wants this done. We'll get it done.
And maybe that was another scenario of Kevin Warren gets the deal done, and See, that's the thing, though. I can't imagine the deal being done without the lawyers looking at it. And the lawyers for the Big Ten would have to know. We can't do this.
Oh, I'm not saying that somebody didn't know. I was saying the point guy here was Kevin Warren. That
Sure.
was the impetus of this.
But the problem is he's gone. And so there's nothing really you can do about that.
Oh, so you mean this is exactly like every other penalty that's going to come into college football where the guy that should actually be punished is going to catch nothing?
Absolutely.
That's great. College football.
Absolutely. This is going to blow back on the new commissioner to try to have to solve this issue, whatever it is. It's going to cost the Big Ten millions of dollars if they can't figure it out. And it looks like the heritage programs don't want to help them.
And this was from the Paul Feinbaum show. Thamel said there are some large bills that have surprised some of these schools, USC and UCLA, and some details with the NBC deal that were not ironed out. So that's just something to keep an eye on. It could go really badly. I would say there's probably going to be a solution somewhere, but it at least bears keeping an eye on.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, and for the next 2 hours, we are going to do the thing that, well, Chris Sims can't seem to do.
Yeah, we're going to rank NFL quarterbacks the right way.
Exactly. Come up with a logical ranking of quarterbacks in the NFL. Jeremy, he didn't just stop at 40.
I ranked every quarterback that has a logical possibility of starting a game in the NFL this season.
47-1, the power ranking of quarterbacks here on a Power Rankings Tuesday in the Sportsocracy.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Spring in the South means the return of Atlanta Braves baseball.
There's a liner out towards center field. It will lay down. Here comes Ronald. Braves win it.
The 2023 Braves load up for another huge season.
The Braves play here on ESPN Asheville.
Great. It's yours. See you then.
Nathan's Tiki-themed bar is swimming in end-of-year party bookings.
Where can I find that many servers? They want headlamps? And I'm going to need to find a band.
He needs caterers to navigate the rising tide.
No, Mario, not your cousin's cover band.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the unofficial start of summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Coffee still closes on me.
Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Let's go! My 2023 NBA champion Denver Nuggets. We're just 4 games away from me putting it into the air and it coming to pass. And Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray making me the great Flostradamus of the 2023 season. But that's already in the books, and we got 9 days until they play again. Tonight, the Miami Heat look to close out the Boston Celtics. And I don't know that I have the same take on this game that a lot of others do. This is Green on Green, brought to you by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the savings. Tonight, Miami is at home for Game 4, up 3-0. They're a 1-point favorite. Over-under is 217. Now, you can say this is because of my West Virginia connection to Joe Mazzulla. You can say whatever you want to say. I don't think this series has been his fault. And let me explain that. If you would keep a coach for more than 2 years, at some point that coach would have enough cachet to look at his 2 stars, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and go, you're not producing, and sit them down to prove a point. He hasn't had that cachet yet, but I won't be shocked if he does tonight. Look for Marcus Smart to play more. That's the only starter in their 5 that has been better than minus 20 in this series. He is the key to this. They're going to have to find somebody off the bench, and don't be shocked if it's Malcolm Brogdon. I don't think Boston can win this game, but I think they're going to at least show some fight. Give me Miami, minus the 1. They cover close, under the 217, in what I think will be a back-and-forth defensive battle and lead us to the promised land of the Miami Heat being the last foe to be vanquished by my Nuggets. For more, find us on all the social medias at The Sportsocracy. And as always, Green on Green is brought to you by Ingles Markets. Love the savings with Ingles. Love the winnings with me. All it out.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Nice weather continues through the midweek forecast. Front approaches late this week and steps up our rain chances. Looks like rain chances peaking late for the holiday weekend, Sunday and Memorial Day Monday. It's a quiet night tonight, mostly cloudy, 51 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Wednesday, high 77. Thursday, partly cloudy, 76. Friday, isolated shower, 72. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Never heard of us? We know. But to help it stick that our local agents are insurance experts, we're going to say local agent 3 times in the next 5 seconds. Local agent, local agent, local agent.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could experience everything the free iHeartRadio app has to offer with a 1-year subscription to iHeartRadio All Access. Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when all of the deals and experiences go live on June 1st.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Celtics on the brink of elimination when they take on the Heat in Game 4 of the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals tonight, 8 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Boston coming off a humiliating loss in Miami in Game 3, one in which Jason Tatum scored just 14 points on 6 of 18 shooting. None of that matters, though, at this point, says Tatum.
I just got to do whatever it takes for us to win. And, whether I've been playing great or not, we're down 0-3, so it hasn't been good enough. So I got to do more. We all got to do more to do what we want to do.
Celtics forward Jason Tatum is told to the NBA on ESPN Radio, in all of pro sports, only 5 teams have come back from a 3-0 deficit to win a playoff series, 1 in baseball, 4 in hockey, none from the NBA. Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers strained his calf in conditioning drills today. He downplayed the injury, said he doesn't think it's too serious. NFL voters voted to tweak the fair catch kickoff rule. This season, a fair catch on a kickoff will be placed at the 25-yard line regardless of where it's fielded. Concussion rates on kickoffs have surged over the past 2 seasons.
It's Wrangler season out there. Open roads, endless horizons. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles, made for your next adventure. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingalls Supermarkets.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. And, of course, we're heard everywhere live in the Ingalls studio on the iHeart Radio app. We can be seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat, throw out all of your hatred and arguments as we go down this Power Rankings Tuesday. And what's left to power rank?
Some friends are getting ready to become enemies. Some enemies are getting ready to become friends. It's just what we do around here.
Position groups, obviously. Position groups are a good way to pass the time when we're just yearning. Like, I was sitting down today with some friends, and I was looking at my phone, and it just blurted out, why is it not August 1st yet?
Hall of Fame game. It'll be here before you know it.
Right. It's just a few short weeks away, hopefully. And, well, let's go first. Power ranking of position groups, the most important position in all of sports. It is the quarterback position. So Jeremy has gone down the list of all quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's taken all of the guys who could start for their teams at some point this season.
47 total. We're going to shoot through these bottom ones pretty quick.
Sure.
Worst quarterback in the NFL that could start a game this year? One, Mr. Kyle Trask.
Yeah, fire them cannons.
By golly, put more powder in them things.
Oh, by the way, great news. Did you see Gene's coming back?
Gene's
really? Going one more year. Yes.
Gene Deckerhoff is coming back for this team.
Yeah, I don't know why.
My friend, that is commitment that I don't even begin to understand.
I don't know why, but Gene Deckerhoff, the voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was supposed to call it quits last year. He's decided one more year because it just can't live without experiencing the Kyle Trask train. Let's go.
You're not going to experience that. You're going to get 17 games of Baker Mayfield. And have no fear, you're not going to have to wait that long to hear his name either.
Kyle Trask at 47, number 46.
Davis Mills.
Yeah,
he has a long neck like a giraffe. He's not very good at football, but there is still a chance that he's the starting quarterback of the Houston Texans week 1. I don't think it's a great chance.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I would say C.J. Stroud probably starts and you just let him take his lumps.
Mm-hmm.
But it's possible. And the more I looked at it, there's just no upside with him. Davis Mills and Kyle Trask, the problem with the two of them is I cannot see you being anything other than a ham sandwich. That is, I won't die. The offense will not go the wrong direction. Other than that, there's not much benefit to either one of you.
Yeah. But, I mean, if I am speaking in defense of my guy, Kyle Trask, we'll say the ham sandwich is way better than having Nutella spread on turds, which is what I think Baker Mayfield is. Just my personal opinion. Number 45, it's Trey Lance. I love it. I love it so much.
What, the Trey Lance shade?
That it's just, I feel like everybody's finally come to where I was on Trey Lance of, I don't know what this guy is going to be. And still, we have zero idea. Sad that he got hurt last year, but he wasn't really spectacular before he got hurt. And he hasn't been spectacular since he got into the league. And the last time he was spectacular was 7 years ago when he was in college.
And it wasn't that long ago.
I know.
And the problem is you're just not going to get the shot.
Sorry, it was 2019. It's 4 years ago.
I almost didn't rank Trey Lance because I see virtually no shot he sees a field this year. If he was going to, it would have been traded to the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just not really a spot that makes a ton of sense.
Number 44.
Mike White, one of the great Jet quarterbacks of all time, and he's only the 44th best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Remember Tom Brady 2.0.
That was fun. That was fun while it lasted.
It was a fun 2 weeks.
And that was memories like the corners of my mind.
And all the shade for the Pro Bowler, Tyler Huntley, coming in at number 43.
I mean, okay, fact or fiction, he's the worst Pro Bowler of all time.
Fact.
There you go. I mean, he's fine. I think he is better than the four behind him. The thing that concerns me is that I don't know if we haven't already seen the best of him. He certainly seemed to regress to me last year. What I had seen in small doses before that, he would have been probably 10 spots higher. But I don't love it. I think Baltimore got up against it, realized that could be your solution if we don't find some way to make it work with Lamar Jackson, and so we give him $1 bajillion.
Jonathan Wells says, as the West Coast representative of this here sportsocracy, he's always been down on Trey Lance.
I got duped by Trey Lance, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
You did. Still hope the kid can turn it into something.
I thought he was what Cam Newton was sold to me to be, and I was wrong.
Yeah, you were quite wrong on that. At number 42,
Colt McCoy.
It's the first week one starter that we get to here on the list, as Kyler Murray's going to miss the first 6-8 weeks of the season, whatever his injury timeline is going to end up being.
Don't worry, we have a run on starting quarterbacks.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Colt McCoy is a veteran enough quarterback to come in and be fine if the team was fine. But here's the problem. The team's not fine. It's the worst roster in the NFL. So, and basically the way this list works is that I ranked them in the order I have to win a game to save my life. Here's who I trust. And we did it in this order. So, okay. Colt McCoy is the first one that I think I have a puncher's chance.
So you're telling me that if you had to win the game, house is on the line, somebody's got a gun to your head, and if you lose this game, it's going to end up like the Last Boy Scout.
Don't even know that. No. What do you think?
Come on, man. That wasn't even a football movie.
I've never seen the Godfather, and you just asked me if I've seen some movie about Boy Scouts.
It's a football movie with Damon Wayans and Bruce Willis. No, you never. Wow. Oh, hey, anyway.
Damon Wayans and Bruce Willis. Wow. I didn't think it was possible for you to sell me on a movie less than you had sold me on others in the past, and yet here we are.
Whoa. There will be no Bruce Willis shade here. Come on, really?
He's fine. He was great in Die Hard. I literally couldn't tell you another thing he ever did, except that horrible Fifth Element movie, which I've seen twice, and I still don't know that I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a movie I've seen. Godfather, no. Fifth Element, yes.
Makes all the sense in the world.
100%.
I mean,
It's Jeremy in a nutshell. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. But you take Colt McCoy before you take Desmond Ridder if you had to win a game right now?
No, I took Desmond Ridder ahead of Colt McCoy.
Or, I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because
it wouldn't be the other way. Like, you wouldn't take Colt McCoy first?
Yes, I would take Desmond Ridder. Colt McCoy is I have no fear of him doing anything but sitting in the pocket. He can't throw it more than 30 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond Ridder can at least run. And he is a dynamic runner. I mean, I'm trying to put lipstick on this because I'm not going to lie to you. We're still in that tier of I'm already writing out my last will and testament, just going,
this ain't going to happen.
Tell my family I love them because this is going to end poorly for me.
Okay, that is a fair assessment on your part. Number 41, Desmond Ridder. Then number 40,
Baker, interception maker, Mayfield, franchise quarterback of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Franchise quarterback, stop that.
Well, he's the closest thing you got right now.
That's not saying a lot when your options are Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask.
Hey, you're the only team in the NFL with two quarterbacks whose ranking starts with a 4.
And that's true Tampa Bay Buccaneers football, ladies and gentlemen.
Guess what? I ain't wrong. ESPN came out with their top 10 most likely to pick in the top 10. Tampa Bay was 3.
Mm-hmm. As they should be.
They had L.A. way too low, but, other than that, I agreed with it pretty largely.
Number 39.
Jameis Winston. I can't quit him. I really can't. This is the first one where I'm going, all right, now we're talking. Now, I mean, I still don't feel great. I still got that angina that we talk about all the time. But at least I got a quarterback that can throw.
Well, you're telling me there's a chance.
Hey, I could get good Jameis. He could throw for 400 yards, and I could live to see tomorrow. Baker Mayfield, you remember that game that they got beat 56-2? Yeah, I do too. I don't feel great that guy could come out too.
Yeah.
I mean, Jameis throws a ton of interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay.
He could throw for a ton of yards as well.
Jonathan Welch in the YouTube comment said, can't believe Sam Howell's this high. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you got a minute till you hear Sam Howell.
Oh, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while till you get to Sam Howell. Number 38, Carolina Panthers.
The Red Rifle, Andrew Dalton. He's just Colt McCoy on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
He's Colt McCoy with a much more identifiable haircut. That's it. He looks like me. I can say that. I'm in the club.
The Ginger Club, is that it? Okay.
100%.
All right. At number 37 from the Tennessee Titans.
And this was one of the hardest players in the league for me to rank. It's Will Levis. If we were just doing this in a vacuum of talent of player, he would be higher. The problem is that I can't do it that way. And I'm looking at the situation he was put into. There is I believe, great possibility that we're looking at Will Levis. How many games do you think he plays this year? If you had to bet it right now, over under 7.5. You taking the over or the under?
Over.
I'm not sure I can get there. Because it's going to take way longer to hear the other quarterback on that roster's name than you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've seen everything from the OTAs. The arm looks fantastic. He's making the tightrope throws. Nobody ever doubted his arm. It's his ability to protect the football, and it's his football IQ. Because the kid really, really loves to push things when they're not there. And I'm afraid I never liked the Tennessee fit for him. I had mentally never even thought that he was going anywhere but Indianapolis.
Right.
And I had mentally made myself love that. And now I'm looking at Tennessee going, I don't like this fit. I like that he fell and he got humbled based off some things I've heard from the pre-draft process, that this might have been the kick in the crotchal area that he needed to get his career on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't have him any higher than this.
No, you can't.
Because I think if he was asked to win me a game right now, I'm afraid I would see way too much of what I saw at Kentucky, which is you make 7 just wow throws, and you do those 2 things that just are going to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it being a lumpy start to his career.
It's a bad Carson Wentz. That's what I see when I look at Will Levis.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were way higher on him than that.
I mean, Carson Wentz right now, not so good. What I'm saying is Carson Wentz a few years ago. What I'm saying is I can see the potential in Will Levis, but I think you're going to have those same issues. Can't hold on to the football, all of that. You want to go Carson Wentz, Daniel Jones. There's a certain quarterbacks that have had this. Jameis Winston. You can't win games if you're turning the ball over.
No,
and when you get thrown into the fire of the NFL, you're going to find out, so I had 11 turnovers last year at Kentucky. I don't know if that's the actual stat. I'm just throwing it out.
It was way more than
that. I make that 33 in the NFL.
And I get it. I didn't like having him this low, but I couldn't have him any higher.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I thought about it and the more I looked at it, the easier it was to do.
You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. So that's one column of bottom feeders down.
So we got through those quickly. And as we go, there will be no more analysis on each quarterback. But those are the ones that, they could play. They don't necessarily matter.
We'll be right back here in the Sportsocracy in the Ingles studio.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slow, 26 westbound west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Captain Jeff Owen Bridge, traffic volume is busy but moving well. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road, moving from Sand Hill Road to Bavard Road, very slow. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road northbound, approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. In the Fletcher area, Hendersonville Road northbound, approaching Fanning Bridge Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road southbound between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Make your summer getaway to a new bed. Shop Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale. Save up to 50% on top brands, with Queen starting at just $179.99. Plus, save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties so that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the unofficial start of summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Keep counting at those stop signs, Alex. Full stop, and doesn't go until she counts to 5, McSweeney. Because you are a safe driver. And like most drivers who sign up for Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate for how and how much you drive, you could earn a discount for your good driving. So don't turn into an Alex rolling stop and goes whenever she wants, McSweeney. Because once an Alex full stop and doesn't go until she counts to 5, McSweeney, always an Alex full stop. Well, you know the rest. Sign up for Snapshot today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Welcome back into a Power Rankings Tuesday here in the Sportsocracy. Most important position in all of sports. It must be power ranked. Talking quarterbacks, we've gone 47 through 37.
Which means we got the gross.
We got the dregs out of the way. Now we can talk about guys that might actually make some kind of an actual impact on this season, other than helping their team lose.
And these were ranked from me. And the premise that I went on was I have to pick a quarterback to win a game to save my life. We're officially out of the tier where I would just pray. Because there's nothing really else I could do.
All right, so let's call this the I don't feel great about it tier, but I got a shot.
I mean, I put my will in the safe deposit box, but I'm not, I'm hope. I got a little hope.
And these are all the quarterbacks that have a possibility of starting for their team at some point this season. So that's why there were 47. And some will go, oh, but there were 32 teams. Could only be 32 quarterbacks. No. Backups are included. 36.
Jacoby Brissett. Now we're getting into the BLT. No longer the ham sandwich. Now we got a little bacon. We got some mater on this. We got a chance. Because I've seen Jacoby Brissett be a good quarterback in this league.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen him be elite. I've seen him be good. And I am of a much different belief with Jacoby Brissett than a lot of other people are. Some people think that Washington brought him in to be the safety net. I think he was brought in to be the mentor. This is the guy that's going to show Sam Howell how to be a pro, the knowledgeable voice in the room. I genuinely think the only way he sees a field in 2023 is if Sam Howell gets hurt.
I would agree.
I don't think he can be ineffective enough for you to see Jacoby Brissett.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, there is a path where the season starts out. You start 1-6, and then you go. Maybe we try to win.
So you start 1-6, and you bench a young guy for a 31-year-old backup. Yeah,
Maybe.
that math don't math to me.
Because at
that point you're not saving the season at that point. And Sam Howell, to me, you would just go down with ship. If it starts that badly, you just go down with Sam Howell. Mm-hmm. We'll get our quarterback at the top of this draft. I saw CBS had them taking Quinn Ewers at 5 ahead of Drake May. All of you people that do this, I am literally a phone call away. And so you don't have to keep letting these morons write things for your website. Just call Mullet Mill. 1-800-Mullet Mill. I don't know even what the number is off the top of my head.
All right, now, the premise of this is what again?
If I had to have a quarterback to win a game to save my life.
And you're honestly telling me that you would take Jordan Love before Jacoby Brissett?
I would, and Jordan Love is my 35. Solely because he might be good. He might be good. There's no backup here. Do you know who the backup quarterback in Green Bay is?
No.
Sean Clifford. That's the back. So there is no safety net.
Take luck.
So Green Bay is looking at this going, we are riding and possibly dying with Jordan Love. I have never seen Jacoby Brissett be better than good. He is much safer. Jordan Love could be a train wreck, and I kind of think he is. But I've been wrong before. I was wrong about a guy that's in the top 4.
But he looked good in one preseason game.
And he looked awful in one start against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
But the game was close. Yeah, because Kansas City knew this one was out of reach real early.
Zero faith for me in Jordan Love. He would have been lower on my list. But he comes in at number 35 for Flostradamus, the new starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers.
All right, so I'm curious, just because of how you asked that, where in the world would you have had Jordan Love?
Jordan Love would definitely be behind Jacoby.
But is there anybody that he's behind that he would have been in front of?
Nope. There's
so
not
you'd
one.
had him 36.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
I probably would have had him behind Andy Dalton because I probably would have had Andy Dalton ahead of Will Levis.
Stephen Dow in the YouTube comment said, Bash left for 4 years and now all of a sudden he might be good. No. I'm not saying I think he is. I'm saying I know what Jacoby Brissett's ceiling is. There is nothing better than that coming out of him. I'm trying to save my life here, and so I at some point you have to take a flyer and go, you were a first round
We
pick.
also said the same thing about Geno Smith, though. And
Correct.
At some point, Geno Smith, last year Geno Smith had that late surgence to his career. I could see Jacoby Brissett doing something like that.
I cannot.
He's an accurate quarterback. He does some of the same things that
BLT.
Geno Smith does.
He's got bacon. He's got mater. He's still a sandwich.
I think you're underrating the BLT. The BLT should have been much higher on this sandwich list.
It's not.
Then you're going to have to come up with some humdingers.
Meatball. Let's go.
To get not yet. Is that the next tier? You go from BLT to meatball?
No. I thought we were. Thought you were. You want to rank sandwiches? We can do that all day. We got 3 more days this week before we're off for the holiday weekend.
Saying the BLT pretty high on my list when it comes to sandwiches. All right, number 34, Gardner Minshew.
And I'm sure some people will think that's high.
Feels a little high, but
he's been. I've seen him be good.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him much, and I've seen him be bad.
I was gonna say you saw him be good for one game this past season
with Philadelphia,
and then,
but
the next game didn't go his way.
Did not go so well. For me, you got to hearken back to the Jacksonville days of he did a good amount with very little.
He did. I've always thought that, circumstances were right. Maybe he'd get his shot again.
I think he's getting his shot.
In Indianapolis.
I think he's getting his shot because if you told me one of the high-end rookies didn't start week 1, I would bet it's Anthony Richardson. And they roll with Minshew for 6 games, and if they start hot, then ease Anthony Richardson in.
Hot start for the Indianapolis Colts would be, 3-3? This is not a team that we all think is going to win a whole lot of games. So what does their record have to be for Gardner Minshew to keep his spot? He
wouldn't keep it beyond 6 games anyway. If they start 6-0, Anthony Richardson's starting game 7.
Oh, really?
No doubt. We've hedged the entire franchise on this guy. He is getting on this field this year.
Now that's crazy talk. You get a quarterback that takes you to 6-0, you're not benching him.
Well, it's not going to happen. So it's.
Well, that's true. It's not.
Chris D has a really good point in our YouTube comments. And I'm pretty sure he's talking about Jordan Love. So that's fine. I'd have him above a certain someone that hasn't taken a snap yet. So you got to understand how much projection is in this. This is where I think Chris Sims' list goes to dumb time. If I know exactly what you are, it's going to push you down. Because the unknown is what I've seen of Jordan Love, he shouldn't be this high. What I've heard of Jordan Love, he should be markedly higher. Mm-hmm. So at some point, those two things have to even out. And so for Chris Sims, you've got him putting, I don't know, somebody off the top of my head, Taylor Heineke ahead of Bryce Young. And to me, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason we do the list the way that we do it.
At number 33,
Mitchell Trubisky. You hate him so much.
I don't.
You hate him so much.
I don't hate him so much. He just sucks as an NFL quarterback. It was a great story, okay? It was a great story. You come in, you start 1 year at Carolina, you did really well, awesome. You got way overdrafted. There was no one with an IQ above salad dressing, in my opinion, that would have him in the top 3 of that quarterback class. Yet, he still went too high, and he made a paycheck off of it, and good for him. But he'll never be anything other than a backup in this league from now on.
No, but I think he's a really good backup. And I think he can and that's how I dealt with a lot of the backups. If Kenny Pickett gets hurt, how much do I ding Pittsburgh with Mitch Trubisky? And in all reality, it's not that much. And that's what pushed him ahead of.
To me, that should tell you more about Kenny Pickett than it does about Mitchell Trubisky. We know what Mitchell is.
And it doesn't. And weird it doesn't, because I'm telling you, quarterback, one of the things that was the most intriguing to me about this, I thought quarterback was so deep and there were so many teams, and then I got to 14 and went, huh? Well, man, if it's I got to save my life, I really hope I get first pick. Because it gets thin in a hurry.
Mitchell Trubisky at number 33. 32.
Taylor Heineken. The good's good.
Mm-hmm.
The bad is brutal.
But he's a winner.
Oh, I hate that so much. The next quarterback that comes into the NFL at 10 and 27, then we can start talking about the winner talk. Until then, I really don't want to hear that ever again.
Right.
I think he's fine.
He's a gamer.
To me, he's the better quarterback in Atlanta, and I will not be shocked if it doesn't take long for them to go, oops, and roll with him.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm going to, since this is the last quarterback, before we have to take a break, and the next one is a doozy, I won't be shocked if Taylor Heineke has a Ryan Tannehill-esque second act to his career with Arthur Smith. Because as I've watched tape on him, he fits that system way better than I thought he did. And there's a possibility that Arthur Smith could unlock something with him the same way he did with that. And I don't think he's going to be as good, but it could be wow, where did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
I had never seen him be that guy. And it's not that Washington was wrong or Atlanta's so much better. It's just that Arthur Smith offense, I'm telling you, it is a specific kind of quarterback. And I think Heineke can be that.
And I believe you're spot on with this. Taylor Heineken is head and shoulders above Desmond Ridder as a quarterback in the NFL, and he's going to be. And I do believe that Desmond Ridder is he's the second-year guy who's going to find out very quickly that the backup that they just went out and got is much better than
that was actually a replacement, not the guy to make you feel hunky-dunky.
Exactly. It is the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. When we come back, we'll get weird and then continue with the countdown power ranking on a Power Ranking Tuesday of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Nice weather continues through the midweek forecast. Front approaches late this week and steps up our rain chances. Looks like rain chances peaking late before the holiday weekend, Sunday and Memorial Day Monday. It's a quiet night tonight, mostly cloudy, 51 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Wednesday, high 77. Thursday, partly cloudy, 76. Friday, isolated shower, 72. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slowing 26 westbound west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sardis Road northbound, very busy between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road southbound, stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Checking the drive time from Bend Creek to Avery Creek via NC 191 southbound Brevard Road. Drive time 10 minutes. I'm Lee Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Come shop Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. Prep your yard for the summer for less with 5 for $10 Scott's Naturescapes mulch. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 5/31, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth. iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. When dining out or shopping at the grocery store, ask for sustainable seafood. By choosing sustainable seafood, you can help reduce overfishing, bycatch, loss of top predators, illegal fishing, and other harmful environmental impacts. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
It is the Sportsocracy, and let's get weird. Look, Jeremy, he always says, I didn't need a reason to drink today.
But I'm glad I have one.
But I'm glad I have one. Well, I have a brand new one for you that I guarantee you've never used this excuse to drink before. Today is National Drinking with Chickens Day.
I understood every word you just said. I don't understand them in the order you just said.
This, of course, you know, there's the stupid websites, nationaltoday.com. It'll tell you what national day of the week it is.
Why does everything have to be a national day?
Because people want to act like they're
stupid.
More important.
Oh, look, it's National Drink with a Chicken. First of all, chickens are terrifying. They're mean. They have little razor-sharp beaks.
National Drinking with Chickens Day apparently occurs annually on May the 23rd and was founded by Kate Richards, who is the author of the book. This is real. She wrote a book called Drinking with Chickens, Free-Range Cocktails for the Happiest Hour. Oh, ain't that sweet? That just tells me that anybody can get a holiday established by someone. I mean, this is obviously like not on the registry of national holidays, like the post office is eventually going to close down on National Drinking with Chickens Day, although if we needed another holiday, not a bad one.
Draftmas. That's
where I was headed, my friend.
If we're adding another holiday, it is Draftmas.
That's where I was headed. This just tells me anybody can come up with a national holiday, and I feel like this is House of Reprehensibles. We got to lead the charge. We got to make sure that everyone celebrates Draftmas.
What this told me is that there is somebody out there who, the way they hear, adds the letter cluster EN to certain words. Because I think this was probably supposed to be Drinking with Chicks Day. Just throwing that out there. Long-standing mystery has been solved in the state of North Dakota. A pair of Judy Garland's ruby red slippers from The Wizard of Oz have been located.
Nice.
Now,
it's a piece of history.
100%. There were 4 pairs of these left. How much do you think they're worth? Market value. And this is with the 4th pair being found. The other 3 were in proper custody.
$1.8 million.
Yeah, double it and you're close. $3.75 million.
All right.
That's a lot. Now, that's not the reason I'm telling this story. The reason I'm telling this story is because they were found in a 2018 FBI sting, and the man who was, I'm going to say accused because he's now been indicted, his name's Terry Martin. He has been indicted on 1 count of theft of a major artwork, which I think we're just making up crimes now based off what people do. He's 76 years old. He stole these in 2005 because they were in a museum 12 miles south of his house, the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. He broke a window and just stole them. at 60 years old. But for why did you do that?
He's a big fan.
And now here's my bigger question. But for why did it take them 5 years to prosecute you? They've had them in hand. They got them from you. Do we not have right to a speedy trial? And it explains none of that in the AP story. Well, yeah, at one point there was a $1 million reward for recouping these slippers.
Mm-hmm.
The original owner has already been paid by the insurer, and now got them back.
Nice.
So how does that work? I got paid by the insurer because they were stolen and lost forever, but now you have them back. So
give me my money.
How about that?
Give
money
me my
back?
$1 million back.
How about that money back? I mean, my wife's in insurance. 100%. I want to know what that. But I'm going to ask her that tonight.
I was going to say you should have texted her. You should have texted her so you'd have the answer.
That's
planning ahead.
That's a much better idea than the one I had. So I'm going to do that in the next break.
Right. So if you cash out your insurance and then you regain the property, then you got to pay the insurance company back, right?
I would think so.
I don't know. Or
Unless
maybe that's
value.
Restitution. Maybe that could be restitution.
It could be restitution for the years that you didn't have them.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm going to text her and ask her.
I don't know.
Right now in the chat, we're having this yearly discussion that Jeremy has never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in his life.
Yeah, it's weird. It's still weird, and I feel like
Why
I've
is it
done you a
weird?
disservice.
Why-
I feel
why is
like
it
I
weird?
should make you, or not make you, because I can't make you do anything.
I was about to say, you can't make me do anything unless you have a bang bang in your head.
The only thing I could make you do is listen to a commercial. I could hit the button to play
Correct.
a commercial,
and even then
against your will.
I could just walk out the door.
But I mean, I still don't understand this. Like, why not?
Because it repulses me.
But peanut butter doesn't repulse you.
Nope, love it.
Neither does jelly.
Nope, love it.
But the fact that they would be together
repulses me.
It makes no sense.
It makes the bread gushy and no, that's gross. It's just I've seen them. The only time I've ever really been in close confines, because nobody in my family really eats them. I mean, I'm sure somebody does, but it was never a thing.
A thing, right?
And every time I've been in close confines, you see the bread, and it's almost like this thin layer of handhold to get you to some goop. And I'm Seacrest out. Just give me the peanut butter or give me the jelly. I'll put the jelly on a biscuit. I'll put the peanut butter on bread, and I'll eat either one of those. I don't need them together.
I feel like I need it. Would you eat one?
No.
If I brought it in?
No.
Not even if I told you it was freshly made strawberry jelly?
No.
Homemade?
No.
It's the greatest thing you ever put in your mouth.
No. I would actually, if you did that, I would probably take the two pieces, because every person I've ever seen do this puts one on one side and one on the other. I would just separate them and make sure there was none of the other on it, and I would eat each individual piece of bread.
You do want me to put you down for a jar of jelly, though?
100%.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Because I love jelly.
Mom just got done making 2 runs of strawberry preserves, and
yes,
it's so good. It's so good.
Andreas Pinckney said I need thicker bread. That's entirely possible. Now we're getting into, all right, with the thicker bread, you might be able to convince me of
To me,
this.
that's the best part.
But it's going to have a lot of peanut butter.
This is where I may be weird, but to me, the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich is the one that has been made earlier in the day. So I used to take peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to school. Mama would make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I would get it to school. And by the time I got to lunch, it was always just like, it looked like a sandwich, but the middle of the bread would be soaked in with all of that jelly goodness.
It's just gushy and it's gross. And I'm Seacrest out.
So good.
Seacrest out.
Man, it's creeping me out. Anyway, yeah, you started the sandwich talk, and then they started talking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I mean, that is a go-to.
Yeah, I'm good. So many better things you can put on a sandwich.
Yeah, like peanut butter and banana.
Actually, only way I'll eat a banana.
Wait, so you'll eat a peanut butter and banana sandwich, but you won't eat peanut butter and jelly?
Correct.
Now, this is just too weird. Are you also?
But I won't eat a banana by
itself. Are you
itself.
also that person that goes to like your Memorial Day cookout?
Which
I
I've
feel
never
like
been to.
I feel like I have to invite you to the Memorial Day cookout at our house because because you've never been invited to one. But anyway, you're invited. There you go. Mr. and Mrs. Green, official first invitation as a married couple.
You should probably say that after 5 o'clock when the person that will A, remember this, and B, won't go, I got to wash my hair. We'll hear it. Because then she would go, yeah.
Oh, she'll get a text message from me.
There we go.
I'll make sure to get in touch with your handler on this.
Bingo.
But are you also the person that goes to like a cookout and you get macaroni and cheese and baked beans, but you won't eat the part that touches each other?
No.
It's maddeningly inconsistent.
I mean, I do prefer my food to be separated, but it's not. When I was a kid, I was super new. None of the things need to touch each other. But now it's more of a, I don't really
Did Mommy
care.
give you the little divided plates and such?
We had like 20 of them.
Nice.
That should probably tell you more about my childhood than anything would. I had a great childhood.
So
where
Jeremy,
I was babied a lot.
just so we're all clear, I have often said that Jeremy lived a underprivileged childhood.
Not even kind of close.
where it was just he was forced to grow up too soon. It was like growing up in a prison, and now you're telling me you ate off of prison trays?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Yeah.
Learn a lot about you on this here program.
And I trained myself on my stuffed animals of what would happen if I ever spent a day in prison.
All right, let's get back into the Power Rankings Tuesday. Quarterbacks in the NFL. Each of the quarterbacks that has an opportunity to start for their team at some point this season. We're ranking them all. We've gone through number 32. Now, number 31.
This is going to get some backlash. Sam Howell. I know what I think he is.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I've seen him to be. What I've seen him to be, and this is where people are going to get really angry at what I'm going to say. What I saw him do in one game was better than anything I saw out of Brock Purdy. And it was very Brock Purdy-ish. So I have it, and I'll go ahead and tell you, that's who I have at 30, is Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I didn't do it because it rhymed. I kind of see them as the same quarterback going into this year, but I don't see a higher side on Purdy where I do with Howell.
Okay.
Is anything I just said untoward to you?
No.
There you go.
None of it.
I love Sam Howell, and I think this is a guy that I'm going to be able to, for years to come, say, I told you so.
Mm-hmm. I think you got him in the in the right order here for these two, anyway. So I do have a disagreement going further up the list.
Is that disagreement that at number 29?
Number 29.
Sam Darnold.
Stop that. Sam Darnold should be number.
Explain that
37.
to me. Explain that to me.
I'll take Jacoby Brissett.
I've
never seen Sam Darnold win anything of significance in this league.
Neither has Jacoby Brissett. He's actually never had a year where he finished above 500, that he started more than 2 games.
I've still seen him be good. I don't think I've ever seen that from
Sam Darnold. Fact or fiction, had the best 5-game stretch of any quarterback in Carolina Panthers history.
Okay.
There's no disputing that. That's facts. Don't care about your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That is a certifiable fact. Now he is going into an offense where you actually have a tangible set of weapons. He's going to start week 1. I don't even think it's debatable at this point. And I'm not going to be shocked if he takes that job, runs with it, and never lets it go.
Mm-hmm. That was also the year the Carolina Panthers played the Houston Texans 5 times in a row, wasn't it? Wasn't they?
Chris D said this. Chris D said this is not an XFL list. He said, and then he reverted back to who he actually is. And I get that. You got to understand, with Darnold, I watched his first 4 years in this league, and I could tangibly tell you the best weapon he ever had was Robbie Anderson. And he was behind the worst offensive line in the league. And it was patchwork. It was hurt every single year. And he had Adam Gase.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably my last hurrah with him. But I'm not – I've battled this for 5 years. I ain't going down without a fight. And now that I got Kyle Shanahan in my corner, you're going to have to give me one more year. Because he's more talented than Brock Purdy to every metric.
There's no doubt.
That's the thing.
He's always seen the talent.
Everybody I've ever said this to, they all agree with me universally. Yes, he is more talented than Brock Purdy. Yeah. Then why is it so off-putting that I have him ahead of him as a 5-year starter in the NFL that's now getting his 3rd shot with a team? The NFL is telling you how they evaluate this guy.
Right.
He was the only quarterback signed on the first day of free agency. And I genuinely, that's one of my sweeping declarations of quarterbacks going into this year. I think Sam Darnold's going to take this job and never let it go.
Number 28, Mac Jones.
You might as well do 27 back to
Number
back.
27, Bailey Zappi.
I think Bailey Zappi's a better quarterback.
Of course he is.
And his upside
Tried
is
to tell you that
drastically higher.
last year.
And his upside to me is drastically higher.
Mm-hmm.
I keep hearkening back to that game against the Detroit Lions going, would Mac Jones have done that in Detroit? Yes or no? No. No. I know what Mac Jones is. He is a wish version of Kenny Pickett. That's exactly where he is. Bailey Zapp is the one that he could either, if he got the opportunity, he played 17 games. He's the one that would either make me look really smart or really stupid. Because I would be 20 spots ahead of virtually anybody else in a power rankings like this. And I think it's there, and I'm not so sure with Bill O'Brien. Everybody talks about with Bill O'Brien what he's going to do for Mac Jones. I think it's more likely what he does for Bailey Zapp. I mean, you got to remember, this was a kid that led college football in passing yards. He's shown that he can be a very prolific passer. Yes, I know it was at Western Kentucky. I got that.
Thank you.
He also had the worst defense in the country. And the fact that they stayed in any games is dumbfounding.
What did he throw for? It's like 6,000 yards
It was
or something?
a ridiculous amount. He also did the same thing at Houston Baptist. Then I saw him come in with Bill with no offensive coordinator. Do you remember the game with the Bears?
Absolutely.
One of them looked like an NFL quarterback. One of them didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep going back to that.
This was my favorite pairing of the entire power rankings. Bailey Zappi, one spot ahead of Mac Jones. Not just to hear people get their feathers ruffled.
And Jackson Clark said Mac had a down season this year, but that was still better than Pickett's season because Pickett played 7 games. He was a rookie. One of them was a second-year quarterback. One of them got Bill Belichick. One of them got Matt Canada. I mean, and I understand Pittsburgh has better weapons. That line was dreadfully awful.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself this question. You have to start a franchise right now. You taking Kenny Pickett or Mac Jones? To me, it's Kenny Pickett. It's not even close. Wouldn't think about it for 2 seconds. Now, Bailey Zapp, I'm not saying I'd take him over Pickett. That's the one that can make me look stupid. I've been wrong before. I've been riding the Sam Darnold thing for 5 years.
Yep.
So
it's not going to stop now. Mac Jones, 28, Sam Darnold, 29, Brock Purdy, and Sam Howell down at number 31. We will continue with the list coming up next right here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound delays between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sardis Road northbound slow between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go south of the Blue Ridge Parkway to Mills Gap Road. In North Asheville, Merriman Avenue near Edgewood Road, traffic is slowing. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Maytag.
Maytag month has got it going on. It's all you want with the savings all month long.
Upgrade to the performance you need on all Maytag major appliances during May is Maytag month.
Maytag month is going on.
Leroy, 71's backed up. What's your 20? Over.
Olivia needs more drivers for her trucking company to go the extra mile.
Got 3 more stops to make.
She wants to hitch a team to drive business forward.
Lots of double nickels on the 169. You know what I'm over? This driver shortage.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, AutoZone is here to help.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
What if I need a new one?
We have the right batteries right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone,
And what if I don't know how to connect it?
No problem. We have a how-to for you at AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could be joining Colin Cowherd in LA to experience a live broadcast of The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. It's a Power Rankings Tuesday. Breaking the quarterbacks in the NFL. Left it off with Bailey Zappi at number 27, just ahead of the starter in New England, Mac Jones.
Don't think he should be.
No, I don't either. Number 26.
Mac Jones throws a ton of interceptions for me. It was not my guy.
Number 26.
C.J. Stroud. I think this is going to be a bumpy transition to the league for him. And I'm not, and this one was really more in a vacuum because I wanted to have him lower.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the weapons and what he's got in Houston, because that is an XFL roster if I've ever seen one, I don't think this is going to start well for him. But he could have a career like Justin Fields, where he is an absolute disaster as a rookie. Second year, you start to see hope.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the third year, that's the decider. And that's where we're at with Justin Fields right now. I don't know that he can be a quarterback in the NFL, high level, but he could be. And that's why C.J. Stroud has to be behind him.
All right, and number 25 to close out this next tier.
And the two on each side of this are they're about as well suited for this as they possibly could be because they are the definition of league average.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is Ryan Tannehill.
Yep, Ryan Tannehill.
He's a vet guy that's won a lot of games. I just do not see any upside whatsoever. But if I needed him for right now, I could sculpt a plan to use what he does to win me one game, a one-off. And having him at the dead center of the power rankings, I think, is the most apropos part of it.
We'll give you 24 through 1 coming up after the Sports Center update here in the Sportsocracy, a Power Rankings Tuesday, going through the quarterbacks in the NFL. And don't forget, get in on the Ultimate Draft Weekend contest right now. Links in the description of the YouTube video. You want to have a banger of a weekend for your fantasy football league? Get in the contest now. Double tickets still through next Wednesday.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Nice weather continues through the midweek forecast. A front approaches late this week and steps up our rain chances. Looks like rain chances peaking late for the holiday weekend, Sunday and Memorial Day Monday. It's a quiet night tonight, mostly cloudy, 51 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Wednesday, high 77. Thursday, partly cloudy, 76. Friday, isolated showers, 72. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow. 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound delays between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sardis Road northbound slow between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go south of the Blue Ridge Parkway to Mills Gap Road. In North Asheville, Merriman Avenue near Edgewood Road, traffic is slowing. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verizon. Ready to take control of your phone plan? Well, then you better take that next turn to a Verizon store. Because my plan from Verizon is the kind of control we all deserve. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. Get my plan at your Verizon store today.
This is Protection. Yep, Protection. The everyday skin protection ritual that protects your skin from mosquitoes. Prevention is the best protection. Off, the #1 dermatologist recommended repellent brand, SC Johnson.
Careless debris burning is the leading cause of wildfires in North Carolina. Before you burn, take a look at the weather and avoid burning on dry, windy days. Never leave your fire unattended. You are the best defense against wildfires. Learn more at ncforestservice.gov.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
I'm Christine Lisi. For the second time in as many nights, an NBA Conference Finals series could end in a sweep. Last night, Nuggets swept out the Lakers in the West. Tonight, the Heat's got a chance to do that in Game 4 of the East Finals versus the Celtics. No secret who's been the main catalyst for Miami's incredible postseason run, notes ESPN basketball analyst Monica McNutt.
It starts with the mindset and the confidence that Jimmy Butler has instilled into this team, but then the rest of these guys are really stars in their roles. And I'll continue to say that since about Game 5 of that Knicks series, Bam Adebayo has been on a tear. And it's been sort of quiet because you come to expect sort of double-doubles from him, but he has been terrific defensively. He's made great decisions offensively.
Game 4, 8 Eastern, ESPN Radio, NFL. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers first Jets practice in front of the media today. Strained a calf while taking part in conditioning drills. He downplayed the injury, told reporters he does not think it's too serious. The NFL tweaked the fair catch kickoff rule. This season, a fair catch on a kickoff will be placed at the 25-yard line regardless of where it's fielded. Concussion rates on kickoffs have surged over the past 2 seasons.
If you need to hire, then you need Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform helps you schedule and conduct video interviews all in one place. Finding your next great hire has never been more streamlined. Get hiring at Indeed.com/credit.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingalls Supermarkets.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM at 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, seen live in the Ingalls studio on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat on a Power Rankings Tuesday, talking about the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Well, actually, we haven't talked about any of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Nope, we talked about all the bad ones. Now it's time to talk about the good ones.
Right, we are to the point where we've got the top half of the league, actual starters, actual playmakers here to come over the next hour. In the Sportsocracy, we won't waste any time talking about, the fact that the whole, 2024 Super Bowl champion New York Jets is falling apart already, but that's neither here nor there.
Two guys got Aaron Rodgers and Alan Lazard got dinged up at an OTA. They're both fine.
It's done. The dream is over.
They're both fine. It's May. Calm down.
We ended off at number 25. Ryan Tannehill. Jeremy, you said he is perfect, a league definition of average.
Correct.
Number 24.
Kenny Pickett.
Pretty darn close.
Yep.
Pretty darn close.
But he has a higher upside than Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
Really?
Okay. I mean, sure. I can see it. I just haven't seen anything from Kenny Pickett that makes me think that he is a true game changer. The game's on the line. Do I want Kenny Pickett to have the ball in his hands? Am I piddling in my pants because it's just I'm terrified? No.
That's why he's at 24.
Yeah.
You're not going to have one of those guys for a minute. You're right now. You're in the I feel fine about things tier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel great, which is why at 23 you have Russell Wilson. Let's ride.
Never would I have thought we'd ever do a power ranking. I mean, until he was 40 years old and on his last leg, literally, would I ever have thought Russell Wilson would ever be ranked this lowly on a quarterback power ranking. But here we are. Last year was god-awful.
Mm-hmm.
This year's got a chance to be better, but I don't have faith that that's going to be Russell Wilson spurred. This is going to be the greatest coaching job that Sean Payton's ever done. That's how this is going to be seen.
No doubt.
If he turns Denver into a legitimate team, I'm not saying, playoff contender, just right outside the playoffs. If he turns this into that, then this will be the greatest coaching job Sean Payton's ever done, and you will hear, all of the accolades going to him, not to Russell Wilson.
Well, the thing for me about Russ is that the arm it's just not as good as people want to think it is. And if you can't, he's way more Ryan Tannehill than people want to think. Because a lot of what worked for him was getting out of the pocket, and a lot of it was because of the coaching staff and the scheme. Now, he is the first quarterback that I've seen be elite at times. And that's the difference for me with him and Kenny Pickett. I don't think Pickett will ever be elite.
Mm-hmm.
In a one-off situation, could Russ do it? Maybe.
Oh, I think that's an unequivocal yes.
Well, you didn't see it in 17 games last year.
No, you didn't.
No matter how good the situation was, no matter how good none of it. It didn't matter.
But at least you've seen it. At least you've seen the electricity that he's capable of.
And with Russ, I'm just hedging my bets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hedging my bets that it was – I do not think it was a one-off. I do not think he is I don't even think he's a good quarterback in this league anymore. But he's serviceable. You're in a very game managery tier here of, depending on the coaching, the receivers, the matchup, you can have really good weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's sustainable.
And
to be the guy that wins you games.
Sure. I get what you're saying. I still feel like it's kind of crazy to say that you would take, I don't know, number 22 over Russell Wilson.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
If you had to win a game right now, you're taking Jimmy.
No doubt.
Okay.
Wouldn't think about it honestly, I didn't think about that for any time at all. It kind of bothered me how close I had Russ to Jimmy. But I don't remember now who said it it might have been Christy that said this in the YouTube comments. Jimmy Garoppolo and Mac Jones are much more similar than you would want them to be. You're right. This whole tier kind of falls into that same thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Stroud, who has the talent but not the football IQ actively, because he wasn't asked to do it at Ohio State.
Right.
So he's going to have to show me that.
Got a huge learning curve.
He's the one that can jump up. I feel like we're in a tier right here from 21. I'll go all the way down to 30 with Brock Purdy. You're all practically the same guy. Depending on the weapons, the coaching, and the things around you, you can be a really great game manager or you can be a very average game manager.
Number 21.
I'm still stuck on your hatred of Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's not hatred. He's just fine. I've seen Russell Wilson win big games. I've seen Russell Wilson go in and win a Super Bowl. I've never seen Jimmy Garoppolo do it, and I get it was years ago.
Almost did, and if it wasn't for one missed throw, you would have.
100%.
Against I will say,
Look
better
at you.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Look at you using my own arguments against me. I have defended Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not saying I don't like him. I mean, I don't like the fact that he's going, to do New England Patriots 2.0 out in the desert. That doesn't really thrill me all that much. Because I feel like he's a better quarterback for that situation. I feel like he's a better quarterback than that situation.
I would agree with that. I don't love that now he's getting inferior coaching with an inferior personnel around him. I don't love any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think I think he's a very high-end game manager in this league.
Mm-hmm. I'm still enamored with the Russell Wilson name and the things that I've seen Russell Wilson be. Again, I didn't see it last year, but I've never seen that out of Jimmy. Number 21.
Daniel Jones.
This felt low to me. And
people are putting way too much stock in they got to the playoffs. They also played the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Look, I have been a big detractor of Daniel Jones, but I actually felt like I saw him take a growth step last year.
Okay.
I mean,
explain that.
I'm not the quarterback guru. You know me. I'm not the X's and O's guy, but I felt like last year he was better than I've seen him be.
That's not a high bar.
It's not. It's not a high bar. But to say that I would take some of the guys that you have directly in front of him on this list before him, if you're using I had to win a game right now, I don't know, I'll probably take Daniel Jones before some of these names that we're getting ready to get into.
And here would be my argument. Can I game plan these guys elite? I think from 20 up, I can game plan every quarterback in the top 20 elite.
You can.
I cannot game plan Daniel Jones elite. I want to play a game
That's not a bad breakdown. Okay.
I want to see how close you come to this. Daniel Jones went 9-6-1 as a starter last year.
Okay.
What was his touchdown to interception ratio?
1.5 to 1.
How many touchdowns did he throw? How many interceptions did he throw?
Oh, I don't know, 24 touchdowns?
15.
15.
In 16
Yikes.
games.
Wow. And 13 interceptions?
5.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was it.
He stopped turning the ball over. That was it.
Yeah, I got duped by the not turning the ball over like he used to.
And I genuinely think that is what is happening to people right now. Is that Brian Daboll did such an unbelievable job of game planning his deficiencies that people aren't seeing that there are still gigantic deficiencies. And things like this are non-sustainable. And I'm really not trying to heap on Mac Jones here. It's just he's the perfect example of this. When you see a guy and they have a problem, you can change them into things, and he is somewhat mobile. He's not Anthony Richardson mobile. He's not Justin Fields mobile. But he's a very mobile quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I can game plan him into certain situations, but as the year went on, it almost seemed like teams started to pick up on that and go, you beat me. Now, Saquon Barkley is special. So it's not always I can force you to beat me. But if I do, I don't think you can do it.
Would you not feel better about him if he had some weapons?
I don't know that it matters.
Okay.
That's kind of my problem with he threw 472 times last year. And that was the most he had in a season in his life. And so I just feel like now through 2 coaching staff, they basically told me this guy is super limited as a thrower of the football. He can get you through.
Mm-hmm.
He's way more mobile than some of these guys below him. So that bumps him up a little bit. Do I think he's special? No. Do I now think he's the most overpaid quarterback in the NFL? I do. And that's in a league with Kyler Murray. And guess what? You ain't got to wait long to hear his name either.
Yeah, that is a problem with Daniel Jones is what they're now paying him. I hated the fact that they're paying him that much. Didn't think it was worth that much. But there again, if it's on the line, am I taking Daniel Jones over number 20? Anthony Richardson.
I can game plan him special.
I can see it.
In a one-off, I have a gigantic quarterback who runs a 4.4. Am I telling you it's not going to look like Justin Fields did last year? Nope.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the hardest decisions I had to make in this ranking, I'll go ahead and tell you, number 19 is Justin Fields, because I think they're the exact same quarterback.
Okay.
They're built differently,
mm-hmm.
and I think one of them is slightly more accurate, but it's much closer than people think. Anthony Richardson had terrible, terrible receivers at Florida. That's why none of them got drafted, or one of them got drafted, and none of them were signed as priority undrafted free agents. There's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
And and maybe I'm overreacting to the Jalen Hurts thing because I thought he had an elongated throwing motion, and then I saw a coaching staff come in and, you know what, we're just going to cater to it. This is what the NFL is now. I find a special talent, and I do what it is that you do best. And there's some of that with Daniel Jones. There's definitely some of it with Anthony Richardson. And now I'm starting to come around as I did this to you can do it with Justin Fields. I don't think it's ever going to make him a top 15 quarterback. He will be awesome for your fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he's going to be awesome for your real life team. And that's kind of where I fall in because this is the last quarterback that I don't think in a long-term setting could be special in the right situation. And that's how they fell in right here.
I agree with you long-term. As it comes to right now, I think I'd rather have the experience over what Anthony Richardson could be. Number 19 with the Justin Fields.
This is a different league than it was 5 years ago.
Right, and you know, we've trashed Justin Fields and his mechanics and the inaccuracy and all of the things. But there is something special about that running game.
Mm-hmm.
There is something special about him being able to get out like that. And I get it, I don't think anybody's trying to put Daniel Jones in the same category as Justin Fields when it comes to mobility. But he's capable.
He's capable.
Daniel Jones is capable. Justin Fields, I don't know that he's really capable of being a good thrower of the football.
All right, so you said my previous argument was good. Let me see if this one will work for how I differentiated these three.
Okay.
The best facet of all three of their games is their mobility and their ability to run, fact or fiction.
Fact.
Justin Fields and Anthony Richardson can take over a game that way Daniel Jones can't.
Fact.
There you go.
Okay.
And that's how I got there. That was how I sounded out in my own head.
Not bad. Not bad. Took a quick break. Then we'll get to number 18 on the list to be a guy that, well, there's a lot of high hopes in this here market for the young man. We'll talk about Bryce Young when we come back.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound is slow, approaching Long Shoals Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sardis Road northbound is slow between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road no backups near Avery Creek. Bavard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by STEM.
If the weather calls for rain, then the rain calls for mosquitoes. Keep them away with STEM. STEM is powered by active ingredients found in plants to repel mosquitoes safely and effectively when used as directed. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
In this week's Marketers Report, Patrizio Spagnoletto, Global Chief Marketing Officer Direct-to-Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on building trust.
Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Careless debris burning is the leading cause of wildfires in North Carolina. Remember to keep your burn pile small, not tall, and never burn on dry, windy days or leave your fire unattended. Learn more at ncforestservice.gov. You are the best defense against wildfires.
With summer savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. With top brand appliances, like a new GE refrigerator with internal water dispenser for a crisp, cool glass of water every time. Or a GE oven with built-in air fryer for healthier, crispier options with no preheating. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online at the Home Depot, your innovative new appliances are just a click away, too. Save up to 30% on select appliances plus $300 off select refrigerators at the Home Depot. Pricing valid May 18th through June 7th, 2023. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Spring in the South means the return of Atlanta Braves baseball.
There's a liner out towards center field. It will lay down. Here comes Ronald. Braves win it.
The 2023 Braves load up for another huge season.
The Braves play here on ESPN Asheville.
At Ingles, we are proud to introduce our all-new curbside service. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app to order, and our friendly staff will bring your groceries right to your car and have you ready to go in no time. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
The Sportsocracy.
We're just dumping a bag of hammer.
It is a Power Rankings Tuesday here in the Sportsocracy, and Power Ranking the quarterbacks of the 2023 NFL season. Number 18,
Bryce Young
of the Carolina Panthers. It was that was the thing that got me about Chris Sims' top 40 quarterbacks of the year, where he had C.J. Stroud, he did have C.J. Stroud ahead of Bryce Young.
Which to me is lunacy.
Anthony Richardson ahead of Bryce Young.
Which to me is lunacy.
And a slew of other quarterbacks. He ended up, I think it was 38th out of 40 quarterbacks in the league. This feels more like it. We know we all believe that we know what the Carolina Panthers are getting.
He is the safest rookie by 10 miles.
I would agree.
To me. I'm not sure he's not in the best situation. He certainly, and this might be the saddest thing I've said all day, certainly has the best weapons of any of the rookies. Let that marinate on you for a minute. And I feel like I know exactly what he's going to be. I think that's why I loved him so much coming into the process. I feel like Bryce Young is going to be very Dak Prescott-y in his career,
mm-hmm.
that he never really threatens the top 6, but he also never threatens to fall out of the top 12. And so he stays in that meaty tier right there where, okay, I can win a Super Bowl with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I can win a Super Bowl with this guy. I may have to put things around him. He may never be the number one catalyst of it, but there's not many guys that can do that. And I think he's going to come in and show it very quickly.
I feel like Carolina Panther fans, if you're immediately jumping to this is our next MVP quarterback, you're going to be you're possibly going to be sorely disappointed.
I don't know that he'll ever be that, but I also can't rule out that he could be that.
I agree 100%. I think Bryce has all of the tools to be a great NFL quarterback. And when I mean great, I don't mean like all-time great. I mean, you're going to look at him, as Jeremy said, right inside or just outside that top 10 quarterback thing, and he'll be that for the next 15 years as long as he can stay healthy. That's the big question everybody has. He's such a small guy. You got all these pictures coming out of training camp with him standing next to the offensive lineman. I think it's hilarious because it's not like he didn't play in front of pro-level offensive linemen in college, or behind them anyway.
And and unlike some of the I'll just go ahead and say it, unlike C.J. Stroud, his weapons at Alabama were not so good that it could mask issues with him.
Mm-hmm. So Bryce Young comes in at number 18. Number 17,
Matthew Stafford.
He's still got the ability to own a game.
Does he?
I believe he does.
I have seen lists with him in the 20s. And I just cannot get there.
That seems crazy to me, and I think a lot of that has to do with people going, okay, it's done, it's over. He won his Super Bowl, and he's no longer that guy.
Well, the team is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And now allow me to ask this question, and I'll go ahead and unveil who number 16 is, because I have to do that to ask this question. 16 is Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, do you think the Detroit Lions, for 1 year, would they take Matthew Stafford back at the expense of Jared Goff?
No.
I agree with you.
Why would I do that?
That's kind of where I'm at. I don't think he's a better quarterback at this point. I think it's very close, because I thought about that way longer than I wanted to. You put Matthew Stafford in Detroit with that supporting cast in that division, I still think he can be very good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like where he's at right now because he's got one receiver.
I don't know about talent for talent, but especially for the chemistry aspect of it, there's no chance I'm going back to that.
Yeah.
I've seen Matthew Stafford with weapons, and what did I win? Nothing.
So you had one, and I'm almost to the point of calling it a blip here. But I'm getting to the point of I don't know that you haven't crested that mountain, and now he's the veteran quarterback that, yeah, if you put the cast around him, he can win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he can be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league and win anything. And I can tell you he can't with this roster.
Yeah, no, he can't. Jared Goff at 16. Number 15, it's Kyler Murray.
He was another one that was hard to rank because I think the talent is fine.
Mm-hmm.
The size has bothered me. The injuries have bothered me. The attitude bothers me. I don't know that there's ever been a better quarterback in the NFL that I struggle more to say nice things about. That was virtually every quarterback on this list. Something got stuck in my head as I was trying to place them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scratch sheet in front of me that was just torn to shreds as I was trying to rank these guys. And Kyler fluctuated a lot. I had him right at 10 in the beginning. And then I just kept looking at names going, I can't have him that high. I can't have him over him. Can't have him over him. And then it got to the Goff Stafford point, and I'm like, if I had to win one game and they had equal talent, I believe I would barely take Kyler Murray over Jared Goff.
I don't know that I would.
I don't know that I would either. That's one of the only ones that I've second guessed. And I've been sitting here staring at the list for 3 hours.
Right.
I'm not sure that I probably should have flipped that.
I didn't have many qualms with your rankings, honestly. I was trying to find stuff to get angry about or cause a lot of drama over because, let's be honest, you like to hear that stuff. But Jared Goff was the one that I looked at and I went, I think that's too low. Because I feel like he has taken a step. He's proved something to me after last year.
And even with I'm going to do the same thing to you with Jared Goff that I did with Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Last year he threw 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the lost in the Super Bowl year, that is the most touchdowns he's ever thrown for.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fewest interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Interception rate was 1.2%. Unless he should be in the top 10, that's not sustainable. And so a regression, not to the mean, because I agree with you. I think he's in a better – I think that he has developed in Detroit, and they're really molding all of this to him. I don't know what that high side looks like because I don't know that he can be better. They went 9-8.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We like this team, but the more time goes on with Detroit, the more I go, they're going to let you down.
Yeah.
They're going to let you down. There's no way they don't. Because we're again with the Daniel Jones thing, we're taking the deficiencies and looking at the best year this kid has ever had. He was better last year than he was in the Super Bowl year with the Rams, and it's not really all that close. Is he that guy, or is he the guy that I have several years of experience saying that he is? I don't think either one's accurate. I think he's probably closer to what I saw last year than some of the worst times. But even a regression back puts him below the ones that I'm getting ready to throw on this list. But Kyler Murray was the one that I went, maybe it's because he's no one picked. Maybe it's because he's so fast and he does have a cannon arm for a guy his size. I just could not get Jared Goff in front of him. Maybe I should have.
Jared Goff is one of those that he was – probably, I know that we've done these for 4 years, and I can't remember where Jared Goff slid in, but I'm pretty sure in the past episodes of power ranking the quarterbacks in the NFL, Jared Goff fell somewhere between 25 and 32.
He was, I went back and looked at this, he was 24 for me going into last year.
Okay.
And now he's jumped all the way up to 16. That's not a slight. You also got to realize I don't unwind things very easily.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sam Darnold is a proof positive of that. I don't change my mind easily. I don't put too much stock into 1 year.
I feel like, and you shouldn't.
And before somebody says Russell Wilson, just get that I had him at 15 last year. Yeah,
you shouldn't put too much stock into 1 year, but you can put a lot of stock, I believe, into growth. And I think we saw a lot of growth from Jared Goff last year in Detroit, and I think you're going to see it again this year. Now, he's going to start out this season with one hand tied behind his back.
Because he has Amon-Ra St. Brown and me.
I still say you discount Marvin Jones, but
a 42-year-old receiver in the NFL. By the time the league year starts, he'll be 62.
Best 42-year-old receiver that we've seen in a while.
I think Divine Comedy just hit on something in YouTube chat. Talent for talent, I don't think it's really debatable. Kyler's better than Jared Goff.
No doubt.
But the attitude is the issue, and that's how much stock do I put into
There is more to being a quarterback in the NFL than talent.
Correct.
And that's where Kyler skews that vision.
You know what? You convinced me. Flip him!
All right.
There we go. Jared Goff to 15, Kyler Murray to 16.
All right, we got him to flip that one. Let's see if we can keep getting Jared Goff up this list.
I'll bet you don't.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. When we come back, we will pick it up with number 14 here on a Power Rankings Tuesday.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Nice weather continues through the midweek forecast. Front approaches late this week and steps up our rain chances. Looks like rain chances peaking late for the holiday weekend, Sunday and Memorial Day Monday. It's a quiet night tonight, mostly cloudy, 51 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Wednesday, high 77. Thursday, partly cloudy, 76. Friday, isolated shower, 72. I'm meteorologist Scott Laria-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound is slow, approaching Long Shoals Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sardis Road northbound is slow between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road, no backups near Avery Creek. Bavard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Tyson Furniture.
At Tyson Furniture, we have a huge selection of furniture, honest values, and great service. We are a big store, and Black Mountain has wonderful restaurants and interesting shops to explore. Visit us at Tyson Furniture in Black Mountain, where beautiful homes begin.
Saturday, June 3rd, Just Running presents the Flying Squirrel 10-miler. It's a 10-mile road race benefiting the Southern Appalachian Highland Conservancy. You'll run through a challenging and scenic course that takes runners on a mix of pavement and gravel roads through North Asheville. You can share your love of running, push your limits, and enjoy Asheville's natural beauty at the second annual Flying Squirrel 10-miler. For more information and to get signed up, go to justrunning.com, JUS running.com. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia, Asheville.
Spring in the South means the return of Atlanta Braves baseball.
There's a liner out towards center field. It will lay down. Here comes Ronald. Braves win it.
The 2023 Braves load up for another huge season.
The Braves play here on ESPN Asheville.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Ingles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Ingles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
You are in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. This Power Rankings Tuesday. Talking about quarterbacks in the NFL. Jared Goff coming in at number 16. Kyler Murray at 15. And then we got Flostradamus to change his mind. So Goff goes to 15. Murray drops to 16. Can I get him in? Can I get Jared Goff any higher on this list? I don't feel like my chances are great. Number 14.
Kirkland Nathaniel Cousins. The fourth. Yeah, you're not getting Jared Goff ahead of him. You're not.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where Kirk Cousins has been every time we've ever done this.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in that next tier after what I was saying about Dak Prescott. That's where he is. He can win you games. He can kill you at times. And I've got two more that I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with. And then you get the top 12 where I think they all could, but you're going to need some help.
Right. Kirk Cousins is just one of those that you know what you're getting from him each and every year.
He's the Italian sandwich. It's got all the meats on it.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay.
Can be your go-to at a Jersey Mike's.
Absolutely.
Because Jersey Mike's is awesome.
That is the go-to, number 13.
But if it doesn't have bacon on it and doesn't have all the other things on it, he's the Italian sub that's not Mike's way.
You got capicola on that sucker, and that's
I don't
better than
actually
bacon.
know what that is. I love Jersey Mike's so much, but they put all these meats on it, and I'm like, is this just ham with different names? Because it all tastes like ham.
It's all different. It's all different spiced meats.
I have the palate of a 6-year-old, so just tell me which ones are good and which ones are yucky.
I want all of the meats. All of the meats on the sandwich. I never even thought about adding bacon to an Italian, and now I want to do it more than anything.
Oh, I had bacon to everything. I had a baked potato earlier with bacon.
He did. It was a heart attack inside a potato
Oh, yeah, it had chili on it, too. It was awesome.
Go ahead and throw your shout out for Wendy's chili.
Oh, so underrated. But they make it with old hamburgers. I don't care if they make it with old shoelaces. It's awesome. And it's easy and it's cheap.
Kirk Cousins at number 14. Number 13.
Geno Smith. I would never have thought I would get him this high in a ranking. Ever.
No. If I'd have told you last year that Geno Smith would be a top 15 quarterback in the NFL going into 2023, you'd have told me I was drunk.
I would have said that you were doing recreational drugs before work.
What are you?
But you look at the accumulation of talent on this team, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he can, even with the better weapons. I don't know that he can do the same thing he did last year. And maybe it's just I've been burned by him so many times in the past. But he does have Pete Carroll, and he does have that team, and he's got all the things around him. I can't have him any lower than 13, but I can't have him any higher than that either.
Mm-hmm. This is the window, though. This is the window that I was looking at with Jared Goff. Would I take him over Kyler Murray? Yes. Would I take him over Kirk Cousins? I think I'm a yes.
I'm a no.
I think I'm a yes on that, and I think I'm a yes on Geno Smith as well.
I am a no. I'm certainly a no on Geno Smith. Jared Goff has had a turnover problem his entire career. Geno, in this system, I have seen one thing. He is not going to turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
May not win you games. He ain't going to lose them either.
All right.
Just maybe Geno shouldn't, participate in camps for teammates. So, still that.
Number 12.
Dak Prescott.
I'm trying to get excited about it, but I just can't. Dak Prescott is gonna. I feel like there's gonna be those times where you look at Dak Prescott and you go, okay, this cowboy thing can work.
He can do special things. He can also do ridiculously dumb things and shrink in the biggest moments.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still really good.
And I feel like I get that special Dak Prescott 7 games a year. The rest of it can be all, the running game was really good this week, and so they won because of that.
That's the thing.
Dak didn't lose them the game. Sometimes, because there are those times where you're going to get at least 3 games where you can go, well, that was on Dak.
And that's my problem. And I see a lot of the same issue with my number 11, Derek Carr. I just feel like he's done more with less. From 11 to 14. So Carr, Prescott, Smith, Cousins. Mm-hmm. It is a razor-thin margin. I don't think Derek Carr has ever had if you go from front office to head coach to all the way down, I don't think he has ever had the advantage that those other three have. And I'm not saying he has it now because you know how I feel about Dennis Allen.
Right.
But he also has Michael Thomas and he has Chris Olave, got Alvin Kamara after whatever suspension he's going to get. And I just think the high side on Derek Carr is higher. I know a lot of people see him like Jimmy Garoppolo plus, but I don't. I think he's a really good quarterback.
Actually, I'm not far off. I'm not far off from that description of Jimmy Garoppolo plus. Because I can honestly look at this list of quarterbacks from 11 to 22 where you have Jimmy, and I can go, that's a fractional margin between those, all of these guys. Some can be really good, some can be really bad, some can win you games, some can lose you games, but nobody really is going to step out and be elite, at least not for this year.
And I'm really glad that you said that way because 10 is the first one that has the possibility to be elite. And I'm not sure that it's not more because of his weapons than it is anything else. I just couldn't put him any lower.
You just couldn't do it because you definitely would have told me I was buying rocks from the guy at the gas station.
No doubt. I would have said you were the guy at the gas station.
If I told you 2 years ago that you, Flostradamus, not the NFL, not statistics, that you personally would have Tua Tagovailoa in your top 10 of quarterbacks in the NFL, you would have told me I'm crazy.
Yes. But I saw what he did with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle last year. But I can't have him any higher because of the health. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he's better than any of these guys. You're getting into the elite tier now. I think all 9 quarterbacks left are elite to some level.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he is. But you give him elite weapons, which he currently has, and he can be imitation light. Yep. Or he can be imitation elite.
Yep. He's got to stay healthy. That's the most important thing. And if he can stay healthy, I mean, we saw it in the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks of the season last year. We were talking MVP type.
He was averaging over 300 yards a game, which is insane in the NFL. And so I'd certainly see the high side, but there is a tremendous risk with him that I don't feel like any of these other guys have.
I would agree with that.
I'm sure somebody's going to gristle at when they hear who number 9 is.
Tua Tagovailoa, top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Never thought we would see this day here in the Sportsocracy.
And you may only see it once. Because you talk about a guy that could fall like a rock. You get hurt again, and you will never see these heights again.
But I was told there's a ruby in there.
Bingo.
And if you crack it the right way, you'll find the glory.
The reflector. Somebody's car.
That is, I mean, that's kind of a perfect analogy for Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, if you look real hard, you can see there's something valuable in there. If you break it the right way, you might have something valuable. But there's also a chance that you're going to break it and you're going to end up just with a piece of dust in your hand.
Yes.
Number 9, Deshaun Watson.
I've seen him as low as 27 on lists.
That's stupid.
And that's insane.
That's stupid, but the Deshaun Watson that I saw for a short window last year, he would be behind all of these guys down to Matthew Stafford. Again, I don't think that's who he is, and I don't think that's where he's going to be. I feel like you've got him in a pretty safe spot here of he should be top 10 quarterback.
He was no doubt top 5.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Exactly. When he was running the Houston Texans, yes, we know his last year he led the league in passing and they only won 4 games. We get it. Quarterback can do many things for you, but just one man cannot get the job done in the NFL. We all know this.
His interception rate last year was double what it's been in any healthy year of his career. And for me, even if he gets halfway back to where he was, this is where he'd fall in. I feel like I'm being safe here.
You are.
And the hatred on him is just insane. Oh, we didn't see it last year. He wasn't around the team. He spent 11 weeks just completely removed from the team. You think that has nothing to do with it? Then you add in the fact that the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed with a roll of paper towels, and that means he has to do more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he has to do more now.
We shall see. He does have better weapons than he had last year. He's got the full off season, and I've said it many times, I expect him to regain some of that past glory, if you want to put it that way.
We've got two more before, for me, you get into the elite of the elite.
Really? It's kind of shocking to me. At number 8,
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable athlete. I need you to stay healthy. I need to be able to count on you. And that, I'm not going to say that alone, but that is a big part of why I would have him ranked in this area on my power rankings. I love what you can do on the field. I've seen greatness out of you, but I need to see it consistently, and I need to see it in big games. Lamar Jackson's way closer to Kirk Cousins than anybody wants to believe in that respect.
I can't disagree with what you just said. My biggest problem with Lamar Jackson is I cannot put him ahead of anybody on this list. I can't. No matter whether I want to or not, weapons or not, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Because my number 7, and this is going to shock at least a few people that love to call me a homer, is Aaron Rodgers. He's historically elite.
He is.
I am not sure he is that anymore. I am not sure he has to be that anymore. And he is older. But this is roughly where I had Tom, with high-end weapons, with a high-end defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it could look very similar.
7's not a bad place to be when you're an advanced age like Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah, when the quarterback that you started last year didn't make the list. Throwing that out there. And by the way, if we'd gone to 48, he still wouldn't have made it. I'm not sure he'd have made it if we got to 60. So maybe you see why the expectations of a 7-10 team are so high. Because that's exactly where I think he belongs.
Mm-hmm.
There are 6 to me that are clearly better than him. Long-term, one-off, one game, 1 year, whatever you want to say. There are 6 that are better. But I don't think any of the others are.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a high side to be better than all of them.
I believe I would agree with that. Before we get into the top 6, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up with the top 6 quarterbacks for 2023. On a Power Ranking Tuesday here in the Sportsocracy, and Aaron Rodgers coming in at 7 might shock you when you hear the next name on the list.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Exit 3 due to an accident. 240 eastbound slow between Tunnel Road and Exit 8. Future 26 eastbound slow between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 westbound slows approaching Long Shoals Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sardis Road northbound is slow between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? Need Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Turn your home into restricted airspace. Tell incoming flights you want them diverted. The new Raid Essentials light trap plugs into the wall and uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes. Its 24/7 continuous attraction provides insecticide-free protection that's people and pet friendly. Consider air service interrupted. New Raid Essentials light trap, insecticide-free protection.
Spring fire season is here, and you are the best defense against wildfires. Make sure to have a water hose, bucket, steel rake, and a shovel for tossing dirt on the fire. Keep your phone with you in case you need help, and never leave a fire unattended. Learn more at ncforestservice.gov.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could be spending Meet Friday with me, Dan Patrick, and the Danettes for a VIP experience in the Man Cave, all part of iHeartRadio Access Day.
Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
It is the Sportsocracy final segment of the day as we roll through the power rankings here of the quarterbacks going into the 2023 NFL season. Jeremy, one of your deciding factors for how to rank these guys was house on the line, gotta have a win. I'm taking this guy over this guy. And this is where I do have a little bit of a problem because I don't know that I would take number 6.
Trevor Lawrence
over Aaron Rodgers if I had to win a game right now?
Trevor and Aaron in terms of just sheer talent right now are very close. Trevor's younger.
Mm-hmm.
I have much less injury risk with him, and he's more mobile. I think Trevor Lawrence would be ahead of Aaron Rodgers right now.
Okay.
And his high side is intoxicatingly high.
There's
Because now
no
you
doubt.
had Calvin Ridley and all the different – yeah, now we could be talking about Trevor. Just think about it this way. Jacksonville goes 14-3. Is there any way Trevor Lawrence doesn't win MVP?
Yeah, depends on
Depends on what?
Depends on who else has a great season.
Okay. Cincinnati goes 17-0. Who wins it? Well, that's
Joe
bad.
Burrow.
That's a bad example because Burrow hasn't won one yet. Kansas City goes 16-1. Who wins it? Mahomes or Trevor Lawrence? It's Trevor.
I don't know.
It's
that
Trevor.
That's right.
It's Trevor. It's exactly how we've done this many times before. I'm not going to throw shade. I'm in a good mood. There's people that like a couple of these teams that would, but yeah, I know. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
I don't think I agree with you, but okay.
I almost had Trevor Lawrence at 5. I seriously considered him over Justin Herbert, who I just watched him out duel in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure I'm not about to talk myself into this.
I get the high side. I get the high side. I get the future, all of that. I'm just saying, right now, I'm taking the experience and the gut.
Would you
of
take
Aaron
Rodgers over Herbert too?
Yes, I would.
Wow.
Yes,
You'd
I
have
would.
told me that I would be the lowest of the two of us on Aaron Rodgers. You could have probably sold me that rock.
You know me, I love Aaron Rodgers. He can't win NFC championship games, but
A good thing he doesn't
thank
have
God
to.
he's not in the NFC anymore. Now he can lose in the AFC wildcard round, and we'll all be fine.
Just the thing that scares me about Herbert, and the reason that I considered him behind Lawrence, And I certainly had him behind the other 4.
Mm-hmm.
He may end up being Dan Fouts, where it's just empty calories. Throws for a ton of yards, never wins squat.
Could be.
And that is still the thing that scares me about him. The talent is intoxicating. I've read this book a slew of times over the last 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you put up great numbers. Did you ever win anything? Nope.
Justin Herbert at number 5.
This is where I'm going to ruffle some feathers.
Jalen Hurts comes in at number 4.
I don't physically believe you can tell me that he's better than any of the top 3.
No.
And I know people are going to get angry about it.
A lot of this has to be based on the situation. Based on the roster that's around him.
And I'll go ahead and tip off who number 3 is. Josh Allen. If Josh Allen was the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles last year, they'd have won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully believe that.
I agree.
I fully believe that. And Jalen did everything to win it. He does. There are certain things that Josh Allen can do that he can't. He's got the biggest arm in the NFL, and Jalen is I will say they were equal runners. Jalen just does it more. And look, I really like Jalen Hurts. I said this at least twice over the course of these rankings. I don't change my mind easily. I didn't have Jalen Hurts in the top 10 going into this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't really all that close. But now I'm to this point of he is an elite quarterback. It is beyond my grasp how somebody found a way to make what I saw in college work. And before you give me the winner thing, every quarterback that comes to the NFL is a winner. Jake Hayner, who just took the weirdest little photo shoot I've ever seen, he's a winner. But I will say the two of them are close, but I think Josh Allen is better at everything Jalen Hurts does, fractionally.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen made it to a Super Bowl. Jalen came out of the NFC. Josh Allen's been in the AFC his entire career. There's been a whole lot of Pat Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Jalen Hurts had to beat Aaron Rodgers. That's the highest-rated quarterback that was in the NFC last year.
Right.
And the next one is Dak Prescott, who's at 12. 9 of the top 12 are in the AFC.
If you're talking sheer talent, I feel like Josh Allen is head and shoulders above Jalen Hurts.
I tend to agree.
But there is no denying that they have stumbled onto something very special in Philadelphia. They've got a hell of a roster around him. He's got more help than you could ever ask for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he took the big step. Not knocking it. Congratulations to the kid, because we laughed. We laughed when he got drafted.
Oh, 100%.
And they had Carson Wentz on the roster, and you spent a second-round pick on this dude? The guy that got beat out in the national championship game by Tua Tagovailoa, then had to transfer in shame and go to Oklahoma, where, sure, he won some games and he was a Heisman finalist, but every quarterback that goes to Oklahoma wins games and is a Heisman finalist. I mean, as long as Brent Venables isn't the coach.
Yeah, and as long as it's not Dylan Gabriel.
Right. Number 2.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, you know who the top 2 are.
I wanted to put Burrow ahead of Mahomes. I just can't do it.
Can't do that.
Number 1, Patrick Mahomes.
It would be absolute blasphemy to think that anybody is at number 1 other than Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow is great, yes. But he's also got unbelievable weapons. You made that same case for Tua Tagovailoa. And am I saying there's even a chance that these two guys are in the same ballpark right now? No. But you can't discount that. Somebody said earlier in the chat, it's weird how Justin Jefferson is a top 4 wide receiver in the NFL, but his quarterback keeps getting shade. Yeah, because we feel like Justin Jefferson does more to make that happen than Kirk Cousins does. And I feel the same way about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle with Tua Tagovailoa. Joe Burrow's the one case where I go, I think you're equally elite. Jamar Chase is he your number 1 wide receiver in the league?
It's him and Jefferson.
I was going to say, if he's not, he's number 2.
It's him and Jefferson.
And Joe Burrow's right there as well. He's an elite quarterback with an elite wide receiver.
And before we get out of here, in the YouTube chat, Bill Buttigieg said that I have more rings than Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. I have more rings than every quarterback in the NFL than 4 of them. Well, I don't have more. I have the same number.
Mm-hmm.
There are 5 Super Bowl wins left in the NFL. If that's your biggest argument on why a guy's not elite, you're going to have to dig a little deeper, because 2 of those go to Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, and guess what? We'll be right back here in just 21 short hours.
Boom.
3 o'clock tomorrow, ESPN Asheville. See you then.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Nice weather continues through the midweek forecast. Front approaches late this week and steps up our rain chances. Looks like rain chances peaking late for the holiday weekend, Sunday and Memorial Day Monday. It's a quiet night tonight, mostly cloudy, 51 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Wednesday, high 77. Thursday, partly cloudy, 76. Friday, isolated showers, 72. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurier-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge due to an accident. 26 westbound slowing west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Smoky Park Highway moving problem-free. Patton Avenue, no incidents. New Leicester Highway moving well. Hendersonville Road, no problems. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. On the Charlotte Highway, no delays. Swananoa River Road moving well. Tunnel Road, no backups. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verizon. Ready to take control of your phone plan? Well, then you better take that next turn to a Verizon store. Because my plan from Verizon is the kind of control we all deserve. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. Get my plan at your Verizon store today.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio.